Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is Roz and Mocha.
it's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow!
You just won $1,000.
Amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Vanessa, welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show. Hello.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
It's a butt dial. My bad.
Hey. Hey. Vanessa.
Yo, why you get so mad?
How do we know her name's Vanessa? How do we know her name's Vanessa? Call display?
Yeah.
Vanessa. Hey.
Yo, you get so mad at the girl.
I don't. I think it's disrespectful to butt dial. There's in 2021 with the way our phones lock. There's no way a butt dial should ever happen. No way a butt dial should ever happen.
Bro, you saw what happened a couple weeks ago with this company?
Oh yeah, true. Oh, that's right. True.
That was a butt dial.
Yeah, I know. Imagine finding out somebody wants to fire you on a butt dial, huh?
Yeah. Yo,
Man.
Vanessa.
Vanessa. Vanessa. Vanessa. Vanessa. Vanessa. Vanessa. Hey. Hey. Oh, listen. Yeah. What's she doing? Vanessa. Vanessa.
Oh my God.
Yo, Vanessa. Vanessa.
Hold on, let's see what she's saying.
Vanessa. Hello, kid. Kid, can you hear us?
It's like you're trapped somewhere trying to
I
get
know.
somebody's attention.
No, it's like I'm in the upside down, right? And I need Vanessa's help, and I can see her going about her day, taking care of the kid.
Can you see me?
Vanessa. Vanessa, can you hear me? Vanessa.
No, butt dial.
Ugh. Yo, Vanessa. What's the first three numbers of her phone number? So when she...
I can't see. Oh.
Hey, kid.
Kid, can you hear us?
Kid, can you hear me?
It just shows her name. It doesn't show her phone number.
Hey, kid. Hey.
Oh, she just put something in the sink.
Vanessa. How does that even happen? Like, I don't even understand how that happens. And how do you not know, like, your phone is just sitting there on a call right now?
I don't know. Your phone is like face down on the table.
My God. Butt dials. Vanessa. Yo, Vanessa. Hello.
Okay, listen.
No, now it's a mission.
What?
I'm going to stay here until she picks up.
No, you're not.
Vanessa. Hello.
Yo, you're legit getting so mad.
Vanessa. Like, we're on the counter. We can't be in a purse, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's in the purse.
No, things have gone silent now. Vanessa.
She's not in the room anymore.
Hello. Can you hear me? Vanessa.
Vanessa.
Vanessa. Vanessa. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yo.
Vanessa, can you hear me?
Are you really committed to this?
Yes. Vanessa.
Yeah.
Vanessa, can you hear me? Vanessa. Vanessa.
This is so weird.
Vanessa.
Oh, here you go.
Vanessa. Hello. Vanessa, can you hear me? Hey, Vanessa. Vanessa. Hello, Vanessa. Vanessa, can you hear me? Oh, come on!
She hung up!
Come on! No! Call her back. Call her back.
I can't.
Call her back. Do we have her last name? How does call display only give you a name and not the number? What kind of podunk operation do we have here? I need to know what she wanted.
Clearly nothing.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Someone asked people to share their unpopular opinions about marriage.
Okay.
That most people probably don't agree with. So we'll put this out to you as well.
I have a funny feeling this is going to go on forever. So just know that if you don't get through to us immediately, give it time.
So do you think each of these are good or bad advice for people getting married? All right.
Oh, God.
I'm going to go through this list.
Yeah.
Plan for divorce before you tie the knot. They say prenups should be a standard thing everyone gets, and don't just think about whether you want kids with them. Also, ask yourself if there's someone you could co-parent with if you split up.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, practical. I think that if you're talking to people who have gone through it, they're going to have a different opinion than people who haven't gone through it, right?
Somebody else
But
said,
mandatory prenups is a really good thought.
I don't have one. I never even thought of it, to be honest with you.
No.
Another person wrote, married couples should have separate bank accounts, which we've all heard before, right? It's not uncommon.
No.
But here's where the unpopular opinion comes in. The second half of this sentence that this person wrote.
Yeah.
Which is married couples should have separate bank accounts and separate homes.
That's just being separated, though. Right? Isn't that?
Why would you have a separate home?
Isn't that just being separated?
Like, I understand, like, in your space that you're living in, maybe you have a room or a part of your home that you, like, call your own for whatever, right?
Yeah.
But not an entire separate place where you have to leave one dwelling for another.
Yeah, like the she shed, right? Yeah, that's why we got she sheds.
She shed. These are unpopular opinions about marriage. Family shouldn't be too involved in a marriage. Even if they mean well, it's not always good for a relationship, but it's hard to prevent. So good luck with that.
Wow.
Soulmates aren't really a thing. There isn't one person you're meant to be with, so don't put that pressure on yourselves. And another person wrote, no one should propose out of the blue. You should discuss it first so no one gets disappointed or embarrassed.
Oh, wow. That's somebody who's been disappointed and or embarrassed.
All in one shot.
Obviously.
Some texts that are rolling in. Somebody said sleeping in separate rooms.
Yeah. Somebody once told me that the key to a successful marriage was separate vacations.
Yes, you've said that before.
Yeah. And it makes a lot of sense. It really does make a lot of sense.
I mean, I've gone to like Vegas, like without Jenna before.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You come back and
You feel charged up, right?
like, baby,
Got a few
here's how much-
secrets in that back pocket of yours?
No secrets.
No? Oh, no?
No.
Oh, wow.
No secrets.
Oh.
Here's how much money I lost.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Right.
Another person said, once you get married, you will no longer be number one in your whole life. Even if you have kids, you might not even be second, third, or fourth.
No, that's true. Ain't that the truth? I don't mind it, though. I don't mind it. They call me Bronze in my house. That's my nickname.
Unpopular opinions about marriage. I'll read two more, and then we'll get to this phone call. Somebody's on hold right now. I think that people jump into marriage way too quickly, but in the same breath, they jump out of it even more quickly. They give up on a marriage before they even put the effort into fixing it. Reads another text here.
That's true. You hear that a lot.
Marriage is just giving...
What?
This is from somebody who listens to the show, okay?
Okay.
I didn't make this up or anything.
Okay.
Marriage is just giving your free will to the wife.
Oh, wow.
That is a legit text. Even Deepa's sitting on the other side over there. The shock on her face right now. She has her hand over her heart, too. Go ahead.
Never to say everything to your spouse.
Oh.
Why?
Because it bites you in the back when you're having an argument. They'll throw it at your face.
Oh, what was the last thing that happened in your marriage?
Well, it's a lot to do with my mother-in-law, and then he'll throw it at your face that, oh, you think yours is better than mine. So
you guys have,
yeah.
God. I could not imagine I could not imagine for a second having a fight with Catherine about like whose mother was better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that is just so foreign to me.
So is that what
My
the fights
God.
are about? Is it about whose mother is better, or like
Well,
which
that's
mother
one,
gave an opinion
yeah.
on something?
You don't like his mother, right?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And thank God she passed away.
Oh no!
Yes, thank goodness.
Oh, thank goodness she passed away, huh?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, mine has too.
Oh,
But
okay.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Unpopular marriage opinions is what we're talking about. And we're getting a ton of texts and a couple of people on hold as well at 416-870-8888.
Give us an example here of an unpopular opinion about marriage.
Married couples should have separate bank accounts and separate homes.
Wow.
Wrote one person.
Deepa, how long you been married for now?
It's been like 3-ish months. No, 2 months.
Oh, wow. But
It's a blur.
feels like
It's
it though, huh?
It's 40 years or
Yes.
so.
So what's
going
your,
downhill already.
and you don't have at this point any unpopular opinions about marriage. You can't.
I actually do. I think if someone actually texted this, and I agree with it, is have separate bedrooms for when you want to sleep. That's my
You're
unpopular opinion.
already at the separate bedrooms, married?
I am. We don't do it, and I haven't suggested it, but I think that it needs to be done.
Deepa, in your home right now,
Hold
Yeah.
on.
is there an empty room where
That you eye, like you walk by
yeah,
and you
in
like,
your
like-
mind, you're like, this is going to be my space. I'm going to have this bedding. I'm going
Okay.
to put this picture here. The TV's going to go there.
Yeah, there's a few empty beds and couches that
Hold
I've
on, though.
considered.
But do you have a room that you're like sort of eyeing that you like covet as one day you will be mine kind of thing?
Well, okay, I'll be fully honest with you. I get the main bedroom, and Thalal would have to move.
Oh.
Decision has been made.
I have my domain.
Wow. and remind people again how long you guys have been together. Married.
Married, like
Yeah.
2.5 months.
2.5 months,
2.5
people.
months.
2.5. I don't know if I don't know if people keep records about this stuff, but from wedding day to separate bedrooms, you may be onto some sort of record here.
You think? No.
You know what? It's so funny, though.
So I think that's common, no? Like
common.
Okay, here's the thing though, because we didn't like live together before marriage, right?
Yeah.
So that was a steep learning curve of like sleeping patterns, and like we maybe lived with each other kind of for like a month or two before, but still like that was a steep learning curve, learning that I cannot sleep with someone beside me. The moving of the blankets, the breathing.
But we
the
also learned that in sleeping, sleeping in the same bed,
Yeah.
that you and your husband have separate blankets.
Oh yeah, that was the first step, and that didn't help me. So,
Have you guys tried like sleeping under the same blanket?
Has any bare part of your body ever accidentally touched any part of his body when you're sleeping? No,
because we're wrapped in our own cocoons, just like separately.
Okay.
Wow.
Let's say.
Wow.
So you have your sheet, his sheet, right?
Yeah.
Is there like a common comforter at least on
There's
the
a
top?
common comforter on top of our separate
Okay.
sheets. But what does that do? That
So
doesn't really
you
do
guys
anything.
mummify yourselves, right? And then just like two little sausages underneath the same blanket?
Basically,
Oh,
yeah.
that's so hot. That's so romantic.
Unpopular,
Thank you, Deepa.
unpopular opinions about marriage. Couple more texts. You did not marry your best friend. I hate it when couples say that. Somebody said, marry who you can divorce.
Oh.
Another person wrote, 3 rings of marriage: engagement ring, wedding ring, and suffering.
Oh my gosh. Can I tell you? Our imam who officiated like the Muslim part of our wedding used that exact same line.
Yo, shout out to your mom who's listening to the show right now.
They know.
Kara is on line 5. Kara, go ahead.
My unpopular opinion is that I think marriage should be a renewable contract. And every 3 years, you evaluate your marriage. And if both parties agree, then you continue being married. And if not, you both go your separate ways. But if you do continue, then you reevaluate again after another 3 years.
But isn't that just like normal marriage? Like you can.
No, because I've been through a divorce. So.
Oh, you want to terminate the contract without divorce?
Right.
You want to just walk away?
But isn't that what divorce is anyway?
No,
You're like
it's not.
basically
And
terminating a contract?
No, and I'll
Your
tell
love
you this,
contract?
and I don't know how Shem feels about this. Having, are you officially divorced, Shem?
I am. Yeah.
You are. I don't know how my views on marriage have changed having been married.
Yeah.
And I really feel that when you get into the whole thing, it's always done out of love, and you guys are wildly in love, and you decide to get married, and all of this stuff. And I think that if the marriage doesn't work and there's sort of like no children involved and there's no real financial stake, I think that two grown people should be able to just walk away, clean break on their own. Maybe you have to fill out a form online or whatever it is. But you have to go through this government-mandated separation period before you can actually legally file for divorce.
Oh, really?
Like,
I didn't know that.
You're on the hook for it. Like they make you sort of like go through like a cooling off period where I'm like, I don't want you involved that way. Why?
Like they force you into a like, are you sure situation?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
I
they
didn't know
do.
I'll tell you, we had separated or decided that we were going to get divorced in the summer of 2017. And then my divorce wasn't official until later in 2018.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute. Like, can you just leave my house now? Can we
Yeah.
just be done?
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
really-
Was she still living in your place?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, it's really
But
wild
you're right.
though.
It was
Sorry,
like a...
not to bring up old feelings.
Yeah, I know.
Apologize.
But don't get me wrong. I love bringing up
Sorry.
old feelings.
Petty as hell, bro.
But that's the thing is that you can't, as an adult, like you can't just say like what you're saying on the phone, Kara, where like, you know, if you get to a point of where you both decide, hey, maybe this was a mistake or it's not working out or we're just growing in two different directions, you can't just dissolve the marriage and sort of walk away, right? Like there's a mandated cooling off period before things become official. You can't just split and then I think that you should just be able to pick up a phone or go online and say this marriage is no longer a marriage, and then you hit a button and they confirm it for you.
Effective immediately.
Effective immediately.
Yes.
Effective immediately.
I just think people change so much. You're not the same person that you are when you first get married 3 years, 4 years, 5 years later. Like experiences change you both. I really think couples should be forced to sit down and fill out forms about it. And then if you are done, you're done, and you don't have to go through that waiting period.
And do you feel, how long were you married for?
7 years.
And do you feel
kids.
after that the 3 year window, like at what point were you completely done with the marriage?
Like a year.
Oh,
Really?
Wow.
A year in. Now, does he know that? Does he know that you were done after a year?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay. At what
Not
point?
really.
Like at the end is when you told him you were fed up?
About 3 years in,
Oh, wow.
there was problems, and then and then we had another kid to try to fix it.
Oh,
because that works. That works. That's all. That always works.
Yeah, always. So I just think that couples need to be forced to sit and like reevaluate where they're at.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And
But in your case, you would have had to have done it after a year.
Yeah.
I know.
Kara, thank you so much again. This is unpopular opinions about marriage, right,
Yeah.
Mocha?
And Kara thinks that after 3 years, if both parties agree, it should be like a renewable contract after 3 years of evaluation, going through everything.
Yes.
You know, whether y'all agree to continue with the marriage or dissolve it
Not
completely.
a bad idea. It's not a bad idea.
Thank you, Kara. Love you lots.
You're welcome. Love you guys.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Unpopular opinions about marriage. We'll get to another phone call here in a sec. Someone asked people to share their unpopular opinions about marriage. A couple of things people have said are married couples should have separate bank accounts and separate homes. Soulmates aren't really a thing. There isn't one person you're meant to be with, so don't put that pressure on yourselves. No one should propose out of the blue. You should discuss it first so no one gets disappointed or embarrassed. A ton of text, dude. People who are agreeing with Deepa's sleeping situation at home with her husband.
Because Deepa wants separate bedrooms.
Yes.
Deepa's only been married 2.5 months.
And also, we've learned that Deepa and her husband have they sleep in the same bed, but they have separate blankets. And I can't tell you the amount of people who are saying they also have separate blankets, mismatched pillows, and a bunch more who are saying they agree with having a separate bedroom to sleep in. Like a ton of these texts, dude.
But I'm always curious, though, and I won't ask this of Deepa, modesty and all. But how do you, when you wrap yourself up in your own sheet when you go to bed, how does one person let the other person know that it's business time? Okay. Sorry, Deepa, I don't mean to put everything on you again.
Okay.
How do you let somebody?
Please don't tell me you schedule it in the calendar.
Okay, how do you
No, we're not at that
let them
level
know it's
yet.
business time?
There is none when you're going to bed. Like bedtime is bedtime.
Girl?
What do you mean, girl?
Bedtime is bedtime?
Yeah, like bedtime is for sleeping.
So when
At least in our household it is. I thought that was a very normal thing.
When's business time?
I don't know, random times, but
That's going to end. Anyway, thank you, Deepa.
Line one, go ahead.
Good. So it's hilarious that I'm listening to this conversation right now.
Why?
Because last night, just for fun, I decided to watch Think Like a Man.
Yeah.
Everything you guys are talking about is literally from the movie directly.
Oh, really? Unpopular opinions about marriage?
Yeah, and relationships, and I gave it the 3 rings of suffering. I was like, where have I heard this? I'm like,
last night. Oh, that's so funny. Hey, Maury, come in here for a second.
Is that with, that's Kevin Hart and, is it Tiffany Haddish? Isn't that one?
Yeah, there's a bunch of people, right? There's,
yeah. Maury, come in here for a second. Maury's, I've been holding off on asking Maury what his unpopular opinion, because I asked him for one, and I could see that it was very torturous to come up with just one. Maury, unpopular opinion about marriage, go.
You need to treat your marriage as though it's a business and almost have hours for when you're together.
Oh, jeez. Okay, and in your case, how many hours is that? What's tops?
Like, what do you mean together? Like,
so that you don't get bored of each other, and you know, because
Pause, what's your name on the phone?
Moist.
Moist?
Yeah.
What is it?
Moist.
Moist.
Oh,
Yeah, I
moist.
heard
Moist.
moist,
Okay,
too.
moist. Thanks for the call. We got to let you go. You got too much noise in the background.
Too much noise.
You got too much noise, moist.
Later, dude.
Later, brother.
Have a nice day.
So you say you want hours on a marriage. Now, does
Because
that...
the longer time you spend together,
yes,
the more at risk there is for argument and confrontation.
No, you're not. But you're not saying that only certain hours a day you're married, and then the remaining hours you're not married.
Certain hours of the day that you spend together.
So,
and then go your separate rooms, or do something separate, like watch TV separately, cook, be in separate rooms.
So wait,
do
like
something
you want to
separate.
you want to go in the kitchen in your tiny little condo and make dinner for yourself, and then Matthew goes into the kitchen when you're done.
I'll make dinner for him while he's doing something else in another room,
and then you don't eat
talk.
together.
No, he eats in the office. I eat in the living room.
So you make dinner for both of you, and then he takes his plate.
And I bring it to him.
Wow, you know what it's like? It's like, wow. You know what it's like,
And
honestly?
then there's often times...
You know who you are, Maury? You're the enabling mother who has like a 16-year-old son addicted to Fortnite.
Yesterday, I brought Matthew his dinner, and I put it down in front of him in the computer, and he's like, I don't want my dinner now.
Wow, solid relationship, guys.
Wow, okay,
Damn.
so those are the unpopular opinions about marriage.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
It is National Tongue Twister Day, apparently.
Great.
Mocha, you have a sheet in front of you where I've put together some of the most well-known tongue twisters. Damnit Maurie, you have the same sheet in front of you. How are you generally at tongue twisters, Mocha?
Oh, terrible.
Terrible.
Is anyone good at them?
Anybody ever
Yeah,
good?
my mom, for some weird reason, is really good
twisters.
at tongue twisters.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I
Does
never
she
asked her why.
practice?
I don't know.
Maybe she does. Just around the house?
I guess
all
that's what
day?
maybe that's what you do when you're retired, right? Why not?
Practice. Why not?
Well,
Yeah.
you know, Sunday,
need a hobby.
Sunday night, don't have anything going on till Wednesday. Might as well work on my tongue twisters, right?
Facts.
I can't wait to get to that point where I have free time to work on tongue twisters. Okay, so let's start with the classic here. Okay, so it is she sells seashells by the seashore. That is the classic sort of, anytime somebody thinks of a tongue twister, that's the one they immediately go to. So, Mocha, I will call on you first.
Okay.
And remember, speed is of the essence here.
That's what she said.
Okay.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
Oh!
No, that's too slow. Too slow.
That was fast. Maury, you go.
She sells seashores by the seashore. She sells what? She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore.
Okay, as if the inflection is going to help, right? Okay, so moving on here. He threw 3 free throws.
Is that even allowed?
Mocha, go ahead.
Okay. He threw 3 free throws.
Wow, there's a lot of L's you put in there.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
He threw 3 free throws. I sound like Sylvester the Cat.
Okay, go ahead. One more time.
He threw 3 free throws.
Okay, that's not bad. Okay, Damnit Maurie.
He threw three free throws. He threw three free throws.
Okay.
He threw three free throws.
Okay.
He threw 3 free throws.
Okay. We'll go down to number 10 here, which is a classic as well. They say that this is one of the hardest tongue twisters ever, which is the sixth sick sheep's sick.
Oh, get that sheep a doctor.
Okay. Mocha, go ahead.
The sixth sheep. Let me just put a disclaimer out there.
Yeah.
If I swear, it's
Yes.
not on purpose.
Right.
It's just by accident.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah.
The sixth sick.
Wow.
The sixth sick sheep.
Okay. One more time. Yeah, it hurts?
No.
Oh.
If it stings the hair, fart it just a little bit.
Did you? You're like the sick sheep. Okay.
Okay. The sixth sick sheep. No, I can't do it.
Okay, Damnit Maurie, you're up.
All right. The sixth sick sheep. The sixth sick sheep. The sixth sick sheep. Sick.
Okay, you've just said all the same word over and over again, but every time you pointed your finger at me a little more aggressively. Okay, one more time.
Yo, that one's tough.
The sixth sick sheep. The sixth sick sheep. Sick.
Okay.
Damn, that sheep is sick.
Okay. Let's try this one. Number 7 here, which is Fred fed Ted bread and Ted fed Fred bread.
So they fed each other bread.
Yeah. Okay, Mocha, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
Fred fed Ted bread and Ted fed bread. Fred fed Ted bread and Ted fed Fred bread. Oh,
Yeah!
I got it.
Okay,
Hold on, one more time.
Yeah.
Okay. Fred Ted bread and Ted bread. Oh, damn.
You lost it. Damn it, Maury, you're up.
Okay. Fred fed Ted bread and Fred fed Ted
You
bread.
have to let us know when you're starting over again. Otherwise, you're just like constantly shouting Fred Ted.
You're waving your arms around like you're trying to take off for flight. Keep your hands at your side, please.
Okay.
Try.
Go ahead.
Fred. No, I have to wave them around.
Okay.
Okay, go.
Fred fed Ted bread and Ted fed bread. Oh!
What?
No.
Excuse me.
Okay.
One more time.
Fred fed Ted bread and Ted fed bread. Fred fed Ted bread and Ted fed bread. Fred fed Ted bread and Fred fed Ted bread and Ted fed.
Wow.
Fred fed Ted bread and Ted fed Fred bread.
Okay, we're going to end with this one. Number 11, which is Pad Kid Poured Curd Pulled Cod.
Ugh, that sounds gross.
I know. This is what Fred was feeding Ted, by the way.
Ew.
Okay. So Mocha, go ahead.
Pad Kid poured curd pulled cod.
Yes,
Okay.
go ahead.
Pad Kid poured cod. Pad Kid poured curd. Pad Kid poured card.
You let us know if you fart again, okay?
Okay, one more. Okay.
Yeah.
Pad Kid poured curd pearled cord.
Pearled cord?
Damn, Maury.
Okay, Damn it, Maury, you're up.
Pad Kid poured cod.
Okay, that is not right at all. It is Pad Kid poured curd pulled cod.
Wait, poured curd. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Pad Kid poured curd pulled cod.
Oh, no.
Close.
Pad Kid poured curd pulled cod.
Faster.
Pad Kid poured cold cod.
Cold? Okay, one more time.
Pad Kid poured cold cod pod.
Anyway, happy National Tongue Twister Day.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So last night on Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon, this is very confusing, so stay with us here. Ryan Reynolds was supposed to be on Jimmy Kimmel.
Mm-hmm.
Will Ferrell was supposed to be on Jimmy Fallon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one of them shoots in L.A., one of them shoots in New York.
Also, two completely different networks.
Two completely different networks, okay, on the opposite sides of the country. Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds decide to switch. And I don't know, when you watch this, I want your opinion on this, whether Fallon and Kimmel were in on it or whether they were legitimately shocked, because to me, Kimmel looked legitimately shocked. So what happened was they decided to switch. So when Jimmy Kimmel was introducing Ryan Reynolds to promote his new movie, Red Notice, Will Ferrell walks out.
First guest tonight is an actor, producer, gin tycoon, and Canadian national treasure. You can see him alongside Gal Gadot and Dwayne Johnson in the new movie Red Notice. It's in theaters now and on Netflix starting Friday. Please welcome Ryan Reynolds. Oh, look at you.
That was very nice.
Wow,
Yeah.
what do you do? Where's Ryan? Ryan Reynolds, yeah.
Yeah, Ryan couldn't make it. No, I got a text from him, said he was running late. Which usually means he's not going to show up.
Right. And, so Ryan's not coming?
No, he's not. Just asked if I would fill in, and I just rolled down the hill.
Okay, so now,
So good.
now in New York on Jimmy Fallon, who was introducing Will Ferrell.
Our first guest is one of our absolute favorites. He's very funny, very talented. He stars alongside Paul Rudd in a new series called The Shrink Next Door, which premieres this Friday on Apple TV+. Please welcome the always entertaining, the one and only Will Ferrell. Wow. Ryan Reynolds, it is...
Oh, my God.
It is... Oh.
So weird.
Yeah, I mean, it is a little odd.
Yeah.
Well,
I just put the kids to bed. I was walking the dog around the block. Will called.
Okay.
Said he was running a little late.
Okay.
Asked me if I'd jump in for him. And I said, anything for you, Will.
Yeah,
I'm in.
How late is Will running?
He's going to be here in about 1/2 never. Will's not coming. Will's not coming at all.
Okay, so of course Ryan Reynolds was supposed to be on Kimmel to promote his new movie Red Notice. Will Ferrell was supposed to be on Jimmy Fallon to promote The Shrink Next Door. So at this point, you would think they would just switch it up and just start talking about their own projects.
Totally.
But they don't. So Will Ferrell goes on Jimmy Kimmel to promote Ryan Reynolds' new movie Red Notice.
And, I'm just excited for Red Notice.
Oh, yeah. Are you in Red Notice?
I am not.
But you're... Have you seen?
I haven't seen a stitch of it.
Oh, you haven't?
But you got Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. He was
You got
supposed to be here. Yeah.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Right.
Gal Gadot. Hubba.
Yeah. So you're just saying you're excited to see the movie?
I'm excited to see it. It opens November 12th.
Wow, what a good friend you are, you know?
I saw the billboards. They're wearing tuxedos. So, you know it's going to be classy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm sure it will be classy,
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's weird because you not being in the movie and all, being here talking about it.
Yeah, just helping out a buddy. I think it's going to be good. We hope, right?
Yeah, well, sure.
Yeah.
I think we're all keeping our fingers crossed.
Have you seen it?
I have seen it, and it is good, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Is it about someone is getting kicked out of their apartment? They have 30 days notice?
No.
And they're all classy real estate agents?
Yeah, no. There are...
But the Russian guy won't leave, so they got to kill him, thus the red notice?
No.
Okay, and then...
I watched both of these interviews, right?
Yeah.
And I got the sense that neither Kimmel or Fallon knew that the switch was happening.
Right. I think their people pulled it off perfectly.
Yeah.
So over on Jimmy Fallon, where Will Ferrell was supposed to be talking about The Shrink Next Door on Apple TV+, Ryan Reynolds then had to promote that project.
I have all questions for Will here.
Well, fire away. Look, I made a solemn swear on the life of my children that I would deliver this for him 20 minutes ago, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to talk The Shrink Next Door.
Yeah, but do you want to talk about... You have a movie coming out called Red Notice with Dwayne Johnson.
No, I don't want to talk... No, guys, no. No, we're not talking about Red Notice while I'm here.
That's okay.
You bring up Red Notice, you will taste the back of my hand.
Wow.
I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. Shrink Next Door. It's on Apple TV+.
It is on Apple TV+. It stars the great Will Ferrell, Catherine Hahn. It's written by Georgia Pritchett, who you might know from Succession and Veep. Incredible.
Wow, he actually knows, huh?
Rudd.
Yeah.
Do you have really any idea what the show is about?
Oh yeah, it's like it's a sort of Ant-Man sequel. It's like it's in the Ant-Man
No, it's not.
universe.
The Shrink.
It's Ant-Man adjacent.
The Shrink
you know?
Next Door.
Yeah,
is what I'm talking about.
Yes, it's he's a shrink, right? He doesn't shrink, his body per se, but he's a psychiatrist, so he does
Paul
like
is?
psychiatristy things. No, Paul is the psychiatrist. He is the shrink in it,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So he
lives next
does it
door?
yes, he lives next door, and he minimizes himself in relationships, which is kind of like Ant-Man, right? It's just not. It's more of like a psychosomatic sort of
at all. This is not a Marvel movie.
thing. It's Marvel Phase 16, which everyone's saying is like way more relatable.
However they did it, and with the people at each organization they were ever to pull to switch them up with, they did it flawless.
Yeah,
it was wonderful.
It was so great. And I guess the thing is that Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell do have a movie coming out together at some point, right?
Yeah. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is.
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Yo, Jaleel, what's up? It's Roz and Mocha.
Hey, how's it going?
Damn, bro. Yo, your voice is deep, son.
Yeah, puberty hit me hard.
Yeah. So what's up, man?
I am not ready for the world to go back to normal.
Yeah, you were. It says, hey, Roz and Mocha, fix my life. You've been using COVID as an excuse to not partake in social activities, but now that things are getting under control, fortunately, I am actually expected to do things and see people. My social battery is really low, you say. My worry is that if I keep saying no to activities and invites, eventually people will stop reaching out. So how do I trick myself into reintegration into society, or should I just buy a new house coat and accept becoming a recluse?
Damn. Have any of your friends questioned you just yet as to why you don't want to go hang out, despite the amount of times that they've asked you to hang out?
No, they haven't really called me out on it out loud, but I have a feeling that.
How old are you? How old are you? And how old are your friends roughly? Like what age group?
We're like almost 30, 29.
Okay, yeah. So you're in that 20 or they still want to go out. Geez, so this is it's a tough one, but I think that there's some things that you have going for you, which is even going out now, it's still a bit of a pain in the ass, right?
For sure.
I think that the invites of let's go one place and have a couple drinks and then maybe grab something to eat and then go to a club, we're not there yet. Right? I think that what I know anyway is that the times that I have seen people, which have been very few and far between, it's been like an isolated sort of dinner, lunch thing, lasts maybe an hour, and then you're on your way.
Sure.
I haven't had to do these big, I haven't even gotten invited, probably won't ever again. Thankfully, to something that is like a day-long sort of thing, right? But I think that I think that with your friends, I don't see why you can't do it in little tiny bits. I think that you can still sort of maintain those connections and those friendships by maybe participating in something that is that does suit your comfort level. Maybe it's a quick coffee, or maybe it's a quick lunch, or maybe you don't do it at all and people just get it. Like I think that without you having evidence that your friends are sort of dragging on you behind your back, I think you might just be worrying for the sake of worrying.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Can you not just say to your friends, like if they ask you to go out somewhere, can you not just simply state, "Hey, I'm not really comfortable being out there yet"?
Yeah, and I do sometimes.
Oh.
But then there's certain events where you feel kind of bad not going. So
Like
for
what?
example,
Like what?
Well, for example, there was a baby christening that I kind of felt bad not going to because it's a close family member's baby. So I felt kind of a jerk afterwards not going.
But did they say anything to you about it?
No, they're actually really up front. They were really nice about it. So
I think it's just you're just getting into your own head.
Possibly, yeah.
That's okay though, man. Trust me, dude. You're not alone, man. I feel like pretty much the exact same way about going places.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah,
right?
I think that there's a lot of people who really, really, really miss doing all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
They really miss it. And then there's a lot of people that, may have done a lot of that stuff, and then COVID happened and you didn't have to do it anymore, and then you all realize, like, you know what, I actually really didn't love doing any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't really miss it. Will you have people over to the house? Like a friend?
I've never been big on that, man.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. See, there you go. Me neither. I don't have anybody over to the house.
And you save a ton of
Never.
money
Yeah,
by not
never.
going out and doing stuff, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think you can maintain friendships, right? Like I think that I really what I would consider to be close friends. I have two, and one of which I haven't seen in 10, 11 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then the other one, he
Yeah.
sits across from every day.
No.
No, but no. All of a sudden, he's got jokes. Jaleel, you know what, though? I feel like you could just say to people that you're still not comfortable with it. And if y'all are close and they're cool with it, then I think that maybe you just don't get into your own ad.
Yeah, okay, that's good advice.
I also sort of feel that maybe me and Mocha aren't the two best people to talk about this with. You know when you believe something's real crazy, right? Like, let's say I don't know, you're a flat earther or whatever it is, right? And you really believe that and you want to believe it, and so you go and you seek out people who also believe that, and then you use all their information to sort of reinforce your feelings, right? It's called confirmation bias, and I feel that that's maybe what's happening right now, because I don't think that you've come to the right place if you're looking for encouragement to reintegrate into society, because you're not going to get that from me and Mocha.
I had a feeling. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So buy the new house coat. That's my vote.
All right, perfect.
Oh, that's my vote too. Yeah. Bro, are
Yeah.
you kidding me? And just like sit at home, just enjoy life on this beautiful flat earth.
I'm loving that.
Yep.
All right, Jaleel, you're going to be good though, honestly.
All right, thank
All
you.
right.
Are you going to ask me the question, by the way?
Jaleel, between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
All right, so even though I feel like I'm more like Roz in the sense that I'm kind of crotchety and I hate people, I would say that I would still choose Mocha.
Wow. You could just have said Mocha, man. That's cool, though. Thanks.
I love you. You gave the explanation, though.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you, Jaleel.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
We're going to get through this. All right, brother?
All right, I appreciate it.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
On Kiss.
Michaela, welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
So I feel like this call is probably a long time coming. However, and no offense to Mocha, but I've been listening since I was in high school, and Roz has always been my favorite.
Oh, you know it doesn't count unless he asks you, right?
I know, but I feel like I had to vouch because I always, whenever I'm listening, people will say Mocha, but then give you like some sort of compliment, and then you're kind of like not having it. And I'm always like, oh, I need to call in and help you out, you know?
Well,
so, Michaela, how old are you now?
I am 28.
Okay, and listening since high school, what was it about Roz back then versus you're continuing to choose him as your favorite up to now you're 28 years old has kind of kept that passion strong?
I think a few different things. I think just like overall, but also the humor, like the humor, and what always gets me is when it's normally Maurie says something, and Roz will kind of repeat it like he's shocked about the answer that Maurie says. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but it always gets me.
Do I know what you're talking about?
Like that.
Yeah, so I just thought I should have called in a very long time ago, but better late than never.
Well, I appreciate you more than you even know, Michaela. So thank you very much. Although I can't take this as a win, I will take it as a, what do they call those things? Like
participation trophy?
No, not a participation trophy. What's the word I'm looking for?
Mulligan.
A mulligan? No, that's the complete wrong word, Maurie. Mulligan. Mulligan Maurie, get out of here. No, what's the word I'm looking for? Come on now, help
Like
me
a
out here.
secondary prize.
No, not a secondary prize.
Constellation.
No, not a constellation prize.
Constellation.
No, a moral victory
Oh.
is what I was going to call it.
Also, constellation, isn't that like the stars?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
All right. You take that moral victory. Michaela, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening and for sharing your days and evenings if you listen to the podcast with us throughout the day. We definitely appreciate it.
Thank you. And if I could just say one more thing.
Of course.
I always think, like, if I were to ever get through to you guys, like, what would I say? And I actually lived abroad for a couple of years, and whenever I was homesick, I would listen to the podcast because the time difference was, I would always be sleeping when you guys would be on live.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, it would be my lunch, and I'd be working. And, so I'd always just listen to your podcast when I was feeling homesick and, like, cleaning the flat and whatever. And so, yeah, so thank you for that because you guys are awesome. You always make my day.
Michaela, what's your life like now?
I'm a teacher, and, yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, Michaela, we appreciate your time. We appreciate your dedication and your support. Thank you so much for being a part of the journey of the Roz and Mocha Show for all these years.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
Love you lots, girl. You take care.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Vin Diesel taking to social media to try and smooth things over with The Rock.
No.
So The Rock did that big interview talking about how he and Vin historically have not got along. There was a massive feud, everything else. And then The Rock did the interview saying how they met in the trailer during one of their movies, and they just realized that they were never going to get along. They were never going to see eye to eye. They were just two opposite ends of the spectrum. And then The Rock continues to put Vin Diesel jokes in his movies and all of this stuff. So
everybody has a good laugh.
Oh, God. So The Rock, no response yet. Has he responded at all? No. But here's what Vin Diesel wrote. My little brother, Dwayne.
Oh, no, you didn't.
As you know, my children refer to you as Uncle Dwayne in my house. There is not a holiday that goes by that they and you don't send well wishes, but the time has come. Legacy awaits. I told you years ago that I was going to fill my promise to Pablo, which is Paul Walker, right?
Oh, okay.
I swore that we would reach and manifest the best fast finale, and that is number 10. So I guess number 10 is coming up, and this is going to be like the finale of them.
Yeah.
He said, I say this out of love, but you must show up. Do not leave the franchise idle. You have a very important role to play. Hobbs can be played by no other. I hope that you rise to the occasion and fulfill your destiny.
No.
So that's
The Rock. Yo, you need The Rock more than he needs you.
Yes.
For that franchise. Or for this movie, I guess, to cap it all off, right?
So I guess
also, how funny is it that he's doing, he's putting that out into the universe or sending that message to The Rock. The same weekend, The Rock is like blowing up social media because it was the premiere, the LA premiere of his Red Notice movie, which comes out this week on Netflix, right?
Yeah. I mean, listen, at the time, it's all about the timing. But yeah, so it looks like Vin Diesel looking to reach out to, quote, my little brother Dwayne
that line right
about
there.
Fast 10.
That would make me not want to do the movie. How dare you call me your little brother?
We'll see if it happens.
No, please, Rock. I beg you.
Really? You don't want Rock in Fast 10?
Bro, because of that line right there.
Really?
Just to be petty.
Yeah.
My little brother, Dwayne.
Yeah, I know. But then maybe that's how you get somebody's attention, right?
Come whoop your ass.
Get them all fired up.
Oh,
I know. And then he brings the kids right into it immediately.
Yeah, they call you Uncle Dwayne.
Yeah, my little brother Dwayne. By the way, my kids really like you, man.
Yeah. And The Rock don't like disappointing the kids.
It's not good, man.
Right?
It's not good. Well, we'll see if it happens. We'll see if he responds.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
3-time Grammy Award winner and Fast and the Furious franchise star Ludacris has a new animated show on Netflix that he created and executive produces called Karma's World, named after his eldest of 4 daughters, Karma, and real-life situations or conversations she's been involved in growing up. It's a super cute show with some great lessons to be learned. And we welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show, the one and only Ludacris. What's going on, man?
Oh, man, I feel good, man. What's going on? I feel great. Great. Good to be talking to you guys.
How excited are you that the world finally gets to enjoy the new Netflix show, Karma's World?
Man, listen, this is 14 years in the making, so I don't think there's any words that can express how excited I am that the world finally gets to see something I've been working on for over a decade, which is just a test to perseverance and never giving up on your dreams, man.
How much of the storylines from the specific episodes come from Karma's life?
And I would say a good 80% of them are definitely based on real life, because when she came to me, this whole idea was birthed because she used to come into my studio when she was like 6 years old and say, "Daddy, I want to rap like you. I want to rap too." And I told her, if you want to rap, you have to talk about what goes on in your life, in your world. And we just started coming up with these concepts and ideas. And then that's exactly what it is. The best music comes from real life situations, because other people realize they're not alone. And, you know, people can, they can relate.
Now, when you say that this has been in the plans, in the works for 14 years, was there like a specific moment or a specific conversation where in your mind you're like, okay, this would make for a great TV show, or this would make for a great something that's not music, and I'm going to start writing these ideas down?
Yeah, so it was a website at first, and it's documented. You can Google it and look it up. This was like 12 years ago. It started off as a website, and we had certain songs and we had characters, but obviously they don't look anything like they look now. And it was just a phase. Like, it was good, but it wasn't great. So we had to regroup. And I think, like, again, this is a testament to, if something isn't right the first time, you work really hard at it. You just have to regroup and rezone and keep doing better and better until you get to a point like we are today. That's top 10 in over 40 countries in the world, which is like the best news I could ever receive. So, you know, we need Canada to get on the same wavelength.
Are your other kids now wondering when their Netflix show is going to drop?
I'm glad you asked that, man. I'm having a real problem in my household because I have 4 daughters. Yes. And the other ones are like, okay, where's my show? Where are my characters?
Yeah.
So, you know, that's why I'm hiding out in the library right now.
Have they watched all the episodes? Have they watched all the episodes and be like, Dad, like, come on, my situation, I had something similar. You couldn't put that in the episode?
They did, man. They have watched all the episodes. They obviously they get to see each phase because it starts off as black and white, and you have to go through like 80 passes of each episode before everybody gets to see what they see on Netflix today. So yeah, man, Karma's World, man, it's taking a toll on my household.
Karma's World is out on Netflix right now. We're chatting with Ludacris on the Roz and Mocha Show. During the process of actually making the episodes, as you said, like, you've seen every kind of iteration of it, from scripting to the actual drawing, the animation, until what we see now on Netflix. How involved were you with every single step? Were you giving your input into the script, into the way the characters were even animated, anything like that?
Everything. But I'm not taking credit, but yes, as executive producer, any and everything that comes across, you have to give your input and you check off on certain things. But I have an incredible team. I have to definitely, you know, make sure I praise them as well. This was my vision. This was my baby. Damn right, man. 100%.
Before we let you go, got to get your opinion on Vin Diesel reaching out to The Rock on social media, calling him my little brother Dwayne, and basically asking him to be in Fast 10, saying that this is the promise that he made to Pablo and that they need to go out with a massive finale and that nobody else can play Hobbs other than The Rock. But it looks like Vin has reached out to The Rock. What's your take on that?
Man, that's a very good question. And let me just say, man, they are both my brothers. I can't really speak but so much on this. I can only give my opinion, and I would love you guys' opinion as well from an outside perspective. You know, I do know that everything that Vin has always said is that this has to be the biggest movie in history. And he's said everything he said in that text I've heard before, and we'll see what happens, man. I just these are 2 grown men. I cannot speak for either one of them. I do know that deep down, I feel like it's love. But you know, the decisions that they make are grown men decisions, and you have to respect that. But it was an interesting move. We'll see what happens. Obviously, I would love for that to happen. But I don't know. This is a 50-50 thing. We'll see what happens.
So you say 50-50. As somebody that just worked 14 years on one television show, you say that this is you give it 50-50 that The Rock's doing Fast 10.
I might be saying this just to add to the whole, spectrum of possibilities of what could happen, to making this story bigger. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? We don't know. But I'm curious to know what you guys thought of that.
The only line in that whole statement that Vin Diesel put out, and I know he's your boy, the only line that I felt as a fan of The Rock was a little bit disrespectful was when he said my little brother Dwayne.
So I'm just asking this question. If someone is a few years older, then what would be wrong with calling, because you're talking about his stature, or like what would be?
I think that everything else in that statement was fine. I just think starting it with my little brother Dwayne is a way to force position out of the gate on where Vin feels he is in that relationship. I think it's a little heavy-handed when you're asking somebody to mend fences and come back and fulfill a promise to start something with something like that.
Okay. Hey, I asked you guys' opinion.
Ludacris, thank you so much, man. Karma's World is a new animated show on Netflix. All episodes available right now. Please go check it out. Ludacris, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us on the Roz and Mocha Show, man.
Absolutely, man. Thank you guys very, very much. Appreciate that. Karma's World and the soundtrack out on your streaming platforms. So go support it. And next time, hopefully, I'll see you guys in person, man.
Absolutely.
Right on, man.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
A ton of people in my neighborhood already putting up their Christmas lights outside.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And people getting into the Christmas spirit. Damnit Maurie, yes.
My tree's up.
Your tree's up already.
Although we spent 4 hours taking all the lights off because they went out. But we put new lights on. Tree's up. It looks fantastic.
Yeah. See? Early.
Pre-lit tree,
Early.
Pre-lit, but all the lights were dead.
So you cut the old lights off. Why did you cut all the old lights off? That's so stupid.
Well, Matthew he didn't want to see the old lights.
But you don't even see them when you put new lights on.
I just do what I'm told.
Wow.
No, but you put new lights and then you have all your decorations, so you won't even notice
old bulbs.
The old
and they're hard as hell.
bulbs.
Don't they wind them around like each individual
knotted and
branch?
everything. It took us all night.
So you're like sitting there like cutting electrical wire?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What'd you use to cut the electrical wire?
Kitchen
scissors. Yeah, I do. Yeah, exactly.
You made sure
toenail
it wasn't plugged
clippers
in,
and
right?
kitchen scissors, I bet. Right?
And our teeth.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly. You're like squirrels.
Yeah. And how long did it take you?
4 hours.
That is busy work if I've ever heard of busy work. You could have done.
Were you guys drinking at all during that time or no?
We had
You did that
ginger ale.
sober?
You had what?
Ginger ale.
Oh, so no.
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 But you know what I mean when I say drink.
Yeah, no, we don't drink.
Man, if you did something dumb and somebody was like, man, were you drinking? And you're like, I had water. Right? No, the answer is no. The answer is no. When do you put your stuff up?
If it doesn't rain by the end of the week, I'll put the lights because I get a
'cause you got
ladder.
outdoor lights and all that stuff.
Yeah. So I'm
huh?
gonna do all the ones on the outside. I'll do that this week.
Right.
And then we bought one of those. I've been looking for I can't remember how tall, 24-foot Santa.
Yeah.
That you can get at Canadian
like
Tire.
the blow up Santa?
Yeah. But we
Yeah.
couldn't find that one, so I got the 8-foot one.
Oh.
So I'm gonna set up the front yard with that, and we have like a bunch of other like front yard decorations.
You do,
So
huh?
we're gonna be that house
Really?
this year.
I'm still the house that has the fake cobwebs from Halloween wrapped all around my house.
Ironically?
Yeah.
Around the city, I saw a lot of people who still have their Halloween decorations up, which is fine. I
still have there's still like fake, like all the fake things, like fake ravens and fake everything else. All of that's still there. The only thing that's gone is the pumpkins.
When are you going to take them down?
When we put everything else up for Christmas,
Which is
I don't do 2 trips, right?
Oh, okay.
Like I'll
The
take
store to get the stuff.
Thank you. I
Okay,
will take
okay,
the
I
Halloween stuff down the morning I bring up the Christmas stuff.
Right.
And then I put everything in one bag and then I load up everything else.
So Christmas Eve.
Thank you.
Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story.
Hey, Elyse, are you there?
Yes, I am.
So, welcome to Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story. I have been dying to talk to you. Oh, my.
We made it, guys. We're here.
Oh, my God. Okay, so when does your story take place? How old were you? All that stuff.
Oh, yeah. So this is 2011. I was 18. I was fresh out of high school.
Okay.
Just got my own apartment, working multiple jobs. I was killing it.
I don't even know what was available for dating back then as far as online stuff.
OkCupid was my drug of choice there.
Okay.
So you're using OkCupid, and how does it work? Like guys reach out to you, you reach out to them. Is it kind of similar to Tinder where you can see photos and bios and stuff like that?
Yep. Yeah. So you have to match with someone for for them to be able to message you. So we both, I guess, matched with each other, and then he sends me a message out of the blue. And then he's like, hey, I like your face. Let's go get some food.
Wow, that's the line, huh?
I like your face.
Honestly, I was 18. That's all I needed to know. I was like,
Wow.
this is all the information I need. I have no further questions. You like food. I like food. We're soulmates.
Okay,
Calling
so-
your friends like, yo, I'm getting married.
Yeah, so you're like,
Yeah.
you're like, I'm all in. Let's do this. So
Absolutely.
So what happens? What do you do? How do you set up the date? And how does the date start?
After he says, I like your face, let's get some food, I was like, where, when, let's do this. And he was like, here's my address, meet me at my house, and I will take us to the restaurant. And right then and there, I should have been like, that's all right, let's meet there. But did I do that? Absolutely not. I did not. I was like, this sounds great. I would love to meet a stranger at his house with nobody knowing where I am. This makes a lot of sense. So
Very
yeah.
safe, by the way.
So I drive 45 minutes. I'm looking for his house, and I see him standing on his porch. And he's like, hey, I've lost my keys. Can you drive us to the restaurant? I was
no.
yeah, I would love for you to get in my car.
Okay.
This sounds good.
Yeah. Okay, so you get in the car, and what? He gives you directions, or does he tell you the name of the restaurant that you guys are going to?
Oh, yeah. No, I have no idea where we're going. He's giving me turn-by-turn directions. He could have been taking me to a warehouse somewhere to kill me, and I would have been like, I left at this stop sign right here. Like, that sounds great. I would love to kill you. Thank you. We finally get to a Taco Bell, and
Oh, stop it. Get out of here, Elyse. He takes you to
dead
Taco
serious.
Bell?
We get to a Taco Bell, and honestly, that's not the issue for me. I can get down with like a cheesy 5-layer burrito, like nobody's
Hell
business.
yeah.
This is not a problem.
No.
Not yet. So I'm like, okay, sir, would you like to go like dine in or drive through? And he's like, drive through. And I'm like, okay, this man has a plan. This is great. So we get to the drive through, and truly, before my window is even done rolling down, he has leaned fully over me and is like, I would like 100 hard shell tacos, please. Thank you.
Shut up. No, he doesn't.
I don't know what's worse, whether there's 100 of them or whether there's hard shell tacos. Like, I genuinely am just like, I don't know which one is a bigger red flag.
Listen, I don't know if you're a generally judgy person, but I am, and I would be losing my mind over that order.
So we, from the window that we're ordering to the pay window, he just does one of those numbers where he's just starting to pat his pockets.
Oh no.
And I look at him and I'm like, you forgot your wallet. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, you need me to pay. And he's like, yeah.
No, Elyse.
And I'm just like, no, yeah. Unfortunately, I had just been paid, so I could make a decision this poor. Yeah. It was.
How much?
Yeah.
How much was it? How much
it
was
a
it?
good time. $149.07.
Oh,
roughly.
my God. For 100 tacos?
Okay, so they load up 100 tacos into the car, and then you go where?
And I'm like, where do we go next? And he's like, back to my house.
Oh no.
I'm like, okay. So we drive back to his house. We park. We walk in the door, and his dad is sitting on the couch.
Oh no.
And I'm like, okay.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
He lives with his dad.
Yeah.
And like, we walk between him and his dad, or his dad and the TV to get to the kitchen.
Yeah.
And this dude like just pulls up a couple chairs, just starts like dumping the tacos onto the kitchen table. And he just screams at the top of his lungs, let's feast.
Oh my God.
I want to
Elyse.
pass away.
So did you guys feast?
Oh, of course we feasted.
Oh, okay.
I bought these tacos. They're not going to waste.
So what
We're
did
eating
you?
these tacos.
What did you talk about while all this was going on?
Nothing. We ate in complete silence. I
Oh
could hear
my
everyone cheering. It was
Oh,
God.
yo, what did his
It was-
dad
it
say?
was
Did he
absolutely
say
horrible.
anything, or did he do anything?
So we didn't see his dad for the first part. I made it through one whole taco before I saw his dad again.
Okay.
His dad walks up. He stands next to the table, just standing over us, and grabs a taco. And he starts chewing with his mouth open. All of a sudden, he looks down at me, like he's standing over me. He looks down at me and he goes, would you like to see my studio?
Oh
And
my God.
It was that moment I decided, like, look, either I'm going to continue in on this date and I'm not walking out alive, or I'm going to take my tacos and leave. So I start sweeping the tacos off the table back into the bags and the boxes.
Okay.
I'm packing everything up. I walk up and like, it's like the end of a job interview. I look at this dude and I'm like, thank you for this opportunity. Like, you'll never hear from me again. And I have to look like I don't need help to my car. Like, so I'm just like, this is good. I walk out of the door. I'm like looking behind me, like throwing tacos into the back of my seat. And the whole drive home, I'm thinking like, I can't tell a soul this happened.
No.
Anyways, I ate all the tacos for 2 days. So.
No, you still ate all the tacos? Oh my God, Elyse.
So
Oh.
so obviously you didn't hear from the guy again.
No, I did.
Oh, you did? Oh.
So a few days later, he messages me to try and go to the movies, and I was so scared I was going to even accidentally respond. I deleted my entire profile. I was like, this is not happening again.
Oh, no. And what's your life like now? So that happened back in 2011. 10 years later, how is your life? Are you dating? Are you married? What's going on?
Oh, yeah. I'm married to the most incredible man. We're doing really great.
You are. That is one hell of a story. Elyse Myers, thank you so much for sharing that with us and everybody else.
Absolutely. It's an honor.
2 days, you ate 100 tacos. Crap, damn. Well, Elyse, that incredible. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
Right on.
Have a great day.
Take it easy. Bye-bye.
You too.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Eternals is out now, right?
Yes, it is.
A lot of people talking about Angelina Jolie this morning on social media.
Saying what?
Everybody's saying that they want her to have her own movie now. They need her origin story after seeing Eternals. There's also tons of video, which I didn't know, but there's tons of video out there. You know how Tom Holland is like the reigning king of spoilers for MCU, and everybody's just like, oh my God. Apparently, Angelina Jolie is even worse than Tom Holland.
No.
Angelina Jolie, I was watching an interview with her where she basically said who was in the sequel.
Oh, stop it, Angelina.
But because she's Angelina Jolie, everybody just sits there and lets her talk. Because you don't interrupt Angelina Jolie, right? Like
You could
Benedict
say-
Cumberbatch will reach across and put his hand over Tom Holland's mouth.
You could say something to Tom Holland. You can't say, you have to sit there and listen and accept the spoiler if it's from Angelina Jolie.
Kumail Nanjiani is not going shh to Angelina Jolie. It's not happening.
No.
Right? But apparently she's terrible. Like she has been on a whirlwind of spoiling this movie. It's awesome.
I've seen like so many negative review headlines for
Of
this
Eternals?
movie. Yes.
Really?
Which is surprising because I thought like
what are they not liking about it though? That's shocking to me actually, to be honest with you.
Say, even though I may not have understood it,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Angelina Jolie surprised me with how good she was in this movie.
Right. Yeah. But she's just like it's so difficult to say. Angelina Jolie is consistent, right? Like that's sort of what she is. Like she's always a version of a little bit of Mrs. Smith mixed with a little bit of, was it Girl Interrupted?
Okay.
A little bit of Girl Interrupted and a little bit of something else that she did that I liked. Oh, Brad Pitt's mother in Troy.
Okay.
Wait, was she Brad Pitt's mother in Troy?
Yeah, but what about the other one where she played that Disney one with the horns?
Maleficent. Thank you. Yes, she's always a little bit Maleficent. Yes.
one of the headlines reads, Marvel's overstuffed space opera Eternals is a muddled mess.
Oh, wow.
And then I have to really, because now that the movie's out, other things have populated the feed. But as of yesterday, it was like story after story after story where it was like negative.
Really?
But I will say, Kunal made the movie, though. His
Did he?
comedy
Oh,
in
he
this
did, huh?
made the movie.
Yeah. Here, let me turn my computer up for 1 second. Here's one of the compilations that people put together of Angelina Jolie spoiling Eternals. And keep in mind, every time you see this is just Angelina Jolie talking, right?
Yeah.
But every time she's talking, there's somebody else from the Eternals in the room with her, and you will notice that nobody says anything. Okay.
Do they give a look, almost?
I think at one time,
a shock, oh my God, I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah, I think at one time Selma Hayek might say something because I think that she may be the only one who would be able to say something.
Right.
But here's a very short compilation of Angelina Jolie spoiling Eternals.
No.
So we're hoping in the sequel, we actually think our characters are very
Here, listen.
So we're hoping in the sequel, we actually think our characters are very good, sparring partners.
I think so.
Because she's so good with secrets. I'll take this one.
So in that clip, she's talking to Kumail Nanjiani, right?
Yeah.
Saying, I hope in the sequel, our characters are very good sparring partners. Meaning, do they turn on each other in the sequel? And Kumail is like,
what do I say?
Yeah.
All of a sudden he turns into
we're hoping-
Dinesh from Silicon Valley.
So listen.
Sequel, we actually think our characters are very good, sparring partners.
I think so.
Because she's so good with secrets. I'll take this one. No, I'll spoil everything. I'm not supposed to say. Oh no, I never been exposed.
Eternals.
I think we're assuming that we know everybody because we've been around forever. So we definitely had the opportunity to be
everywhere in every. We've been. I think that's the fun. Now, if you watch the other ones, we've been there.
Oh my God!
The question is, are there certain things that Fastos created that you've been watching and thinking it came from something else? Was it actually Fastos, or has somebody else been?
My God, Angelina, what are you doing?
Did you heal something? Did something happen that you haven't realized we've been there?
And that's what we're gonna find out.
And they love the toaster scene in the end, and they said that was the most like me because I'm terrible in the kitchen. No,
what you doing, Angelina?
She's worse than Tom Holland, I think. Because she gives details. She's like, they were like, what did your kids love most? And she was like, oh, they like the scene at the end. And then she says what the end scene is.
It was a very good scene.
So I'm going to tell you right now. Maurie did an interview with the kid that plays Sprite in the movie.
Yes.
And there's one clip that he submitted that I heard and purposely didn't play.
Oh, because it was a spoiler.
Because it's a spoiler.
I didn't think it was a spoiler.
And
I mean,
ruin, so already the movie is ruined because there's two things from the Maurie interview that I didn't play because for me, there's spoilers.
Gotcha.
So I was like, great. Now this movie is ruined because Maurie spoiled it for me.
What were the two
and
things?
Now, I'm not going to say it. And now, with Angelina, the movie is really ruined, really spoiled for me. And I'm now taking this even more personal, and I have negative feelings towards Angelina Jolie.
But I will say this, like Tom Holland, this only makes me like Angelina Jolie more.
No, you're not supposed to.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
If it is your birthday today, happy birthday.
Your birthday.
You share your birthday today with Kris Jenner, who's 66 years old.
Love it.
Kevin Jonas is 34 years old. Odell Beckham Jr., NFL player, Cleveland.
Yes.
29 years old. I always thought that guy was older. I guess he's just been...
Athletes are all super young, man. It's crazy.
But because he's like such a great player and he's been in my ear, I hear his name so much.
Yeah.
I figured he was a lot older, but he's only 29.
Yeah.
Another big celebrity birthday, probably bigger than these three names that I mentioned, is Damnit Matthew, husband of Damnit Maurie.
Is it Maddie's birthday?
It is.
Happy birthday, Damnit Matthew. Would he kill you if you said how old he is?
How old is he? 30. Hold on. Wait. Let me guess. Damnit Matthew is...
Okay, I'm gonna say... My heart wants to say that he's 35. My heart wants to say that he's 35, but my head wants to say that he's 37.
No, I think Damnit Matthew is 40 years old today. 39.
Oh,
Okay.
39.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Are you sure he's not 40? Is he sure he's not 40?
Wow. He thinks he's 38, Maurie says. Yeah, interesting.
Not the eyes.
Okay. Oh, man's been locked in an office at the computer like everybody else for the past
facts.
year.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
right?
Happy birthday, Damnit Matthew. No
I
disrespect
think he looks
intended.
like 29.
No disrespect. He looks great in pictures.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Damnit Maurie wanted to post a very nice picture, as a lot of people do, for their significant other. But instead of just scrolling through his phone and just selecting maybe a nice photo, he wants to, or not wants to, has to get approval.
Photo approval.
From Damnit
Absolutely.
Matthew first.
Yes.
And as always, waited to the very last minute at some point yesterday.
Okay.
To ask Damnit Matthew to go through some photos. But this was not the last minute time he should have picked because Matthew was very busy, as he always is.
And this is for Maurie to post,
And
right?
this is
Like
for
you're
Maurie.
the happy
He wants
birthday to my
make
husband.
sure
Okay, I got you.
that Matthew was A-okay with it, but Matthew at the time was trying to run out the door and Maury's harassing him.
The best.
And Damnit Maurie recorded that interaction.
I can't. I have to leave. I know. I just wanted you to help me pick a couple photos for your birthday.
Maurie, I'm being serious. Not right now. I'm going to be late, okay? Honestly.
But I have to pick a photo
I
for your
have to do
birthday.
two things, Maurie. No, I'm not kidding you. It's 4:51 and I have my appointment's at 5:15. I have to leave here in 5 minutes.
Okay, when can we pick your birthday photo for your Instagram?
Not now. I'm serious, Maurie.
Matthew's now an okay time to pick your birthday picture?
No, we don't need to pick a birthday picture. Birthday picture for what?
Your birthday.
You have to save this to do this another time because I'm trying to make an appointment.
Yes, no, I know, but
I'm serious, Maurie.
Okay, I have to pick a picture for your birthday for Instagram.
Call Mix right now.
Why?
Because I'm going to be late, Maurie. It's 5:01 and I have to be there in 14 minutes.
Okay, I'll try again later.
Oh, no.
Hello? Hi, are you at your appointment? Yes. Oh, can I tell you which picture I want to use now? Okay,
Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, that is so funny, dude.
Oh,
What happened when Matthew got home? Did he kick your ass or what?
Did you pick a picture or what? There's this. You left me hanging on this, man.
Hurry up.
What happened?
I ended up picking one that Catherine took, your
Oh.
girlfriend. And then I stole the caption that she posted for your birthday photo and put it on mine.
Oh, wow. That's like super disrespectful. Wow. Why do you have to ruin my day as well as Matthew's day?
Yeah.
How do you manage to ruin two people's day?
Anyway, happy birthday, damn it, Matthew.
Yes, no, I know, but like...
I'm serious, Maurie.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Julia, how you doing? It's Roz and Mocha.
Hi, I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. Julia, how old are you?
I am 25.
25.
What's on your mind?
I have money issues and I need your help.
Oh, Julia.
Hold on.
You wrote us this. Roz and Mocha, fix my life. I am in need of you. I have a lot of financial problems, i.e. going over my credit card limit, not paying my minimum payments, not making enough to support all my payments, but I work full-time and I'm in grad school. My dilemma is that I don't know if I should quit school for now to focus on working even more so I can make more money, or if I should stay in school and continue stressing out about it.
Well, first of all, Julia, welcome to R&M Financial. How'd you get into this mess? Just always shopping? Always buying stuff?
I moved out from my parents' place. It used to be like shopping for clothes often because I had some issues with my body and I was gaining weight very often and always needed new clothes. And then lately it's been a lot of food. But yeah, it was a lot of spending. But it was also, I don't have health insurance. So a lot of the money has gone to therapy and medication and all that kind of stuff. So it's just really just added up.
How long ago did you move out of your parents' place?
2 years ago.
Okay, and at that time, could you afford to live on your own? Like, did you factor in what it would cost for medical, what it would cost for rent, what it would cost for groceries, additional emergency money?
Yes, because I wasn't like, I didn't need all the stuff that I needed now.
Okay, so I think that you're in this weird sort of vortex. I think that you're in a weird cycle right now where you've got yourself into some serious problems, right? Money problems. And that is throwing you into a depression, and it's affecting your mental health, and you're eating more and you're spending more on therapy. And because all that is happening, your budget is going up because you're spending more on food and you're spending more on clothes, and you're just sort of in this cycle. And you have to figure where you're going to like slam your hand inside that wheel and stop it. Otherwise, it's never going to end. I think that the quick solution right now, because how much do you owe? Like, what are your credit card debts?
$8,000.
$8,000.
Is it just one credit card or multiple?
It's one, but I'm $1,000 over it.
Do you know how long it would take you to pay off $8,000 by just putting down the minimum payment required by the credit card company?
Probably a couple of years.
Longer than a couple.
What's your interest rate on it?
Oh, I don't know the exact percentage. I just know that it's like $150 each month.
Okay, but you don't know your interest rate on your credit card?
Not off the top of my head.
You should know that.
Yeah.
Part of this, who taught you about money when you were growing up?
My parents, and they have tried very, very hard to stick it into my head. They are so... They don't know how bad it is for me right now. They would be so disappointed.
Like, would it be cheaper for you, or sorry, not cheaper, would it be more beneficial, and again, you would have to know your interest rate, to get like a line of credit with your bank where the interest might be a little lower, and then use that money to pay off your credit card, and then you're just making your payments going back to your line of credit?
I forgot that I have that too, and also maxed that out.
Oh, wow.
Just so you know, I just did the math on, let's say that you have an interest rate of 18%, you owe $18,000 on your credit card, and you're paying $200 a month, right?
No, 18. How much was it? 18,000 you have?
No, 8,000.
Oh, 8,000.
8,000. So let's say your interest rate is 18%. You have $8,000 on your credit card. Your minimum payment is $200 a month. That's actually going to take you 11 years to pay off.
Wow.
And then how much is on your line of credit?
5,000.
And how much do you pay in rent?
So my boyfriend pays 2/3 of it, and then I pay like 1/3. So I only pay 500.
So okay, and what do you make a month?
Almost 2,000.
So you're spending a quarter of what you earn on rent. So you're left with $1,500 a month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't make enough to live.
I don't.
And you certainly don't make enough to have a credit card.
No.
And a line of credit.
Yeah.
Is there an option for you to move back home?
I really, really, really don't want to.
Yeah, but do you really, really, really want to be in a debt depression for years and years?
I would be in a different kind of depression if I did.
Yeah, but Julia, you're $13,000 in debt right now.
You have to figure out a way to move your debt to something that is going to give you the lowest interest rate. Okay? And the first thing you got to do is when you start paying things off, your line of credit is going to be generally a lower interest rate, I believe, than what your credit card is.
Yeah, it usually is.
So you need to, right now, you said that your parents taught you about money, and clearly they did not. Because the fact that you don't know what your interest rates are on your line of credit or your credit card, that is a major problem when you owe that much money on line of credit and credit cards, okay? You need to figure out which one has the highest interest rate, and that is the one that you need to get rid of first. It's not the higher dollar value, okay? You need to get rid of the one that has the higher interest rate. And you need to move things to the lowest interest rate possible for the money you owe, okay? Mm-hmm. And paying minimum payments is not paying off your credit card. You need to minimum, and listen to me when I say this, okay? You need to minimum double up on payments.
Okay.
And when you start doubling up or tripling up on your payments, whichever is the highest interest rate, you need to get rid of that credit card. That credit card is no longer of any use to you whatsoever. You are never using that credit card again.
And you can't make, let's say a $1,500 payment and then see that $1,500 is clear on the credit card and then go and spend.
Yeah. Yeah,
right? Don't fall into that habit because that's what a lot of people do. They figure, I'm going to make a little bit of room on the credit card, and then they go and they spend whatever room is left on that credit card to max out again.
Free money. You need to tackle your biggest interest rates. You need to do a complete inventory on what you owe, what you make, and your budgets, okay? And I mean a complete inventory of where you know what every dollar is allocated towards. You need to know exactly where your money is going, and you need to know exactly what you're spending on things.
Yeah.
All right. So try to get that figured out. Roz gave some great advice there. Hopefully we'll help you out.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
All
I
right.
appreciate it.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
On Kiss.
Did you see Lizzo give her speech at Missy Elliott's Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony?
No.
Yeah, it was
that
really,
must have been amazing.
Yeah, it was really good.
Full of jokes or what?
Really good. No, it was more emotional than it was funny, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Because Lizzo just has this massive love for Missy
sure.
Elliott,
Yeah.
and often with those Walk of Fame things, it's weird because with the Walk of Fame things, there's so much. There's a really big promotional aspect to it as well. You always see people that aren't really connected to the person getting the star on the Walk of Fame. It's like they're co-stars from the current movie they're in. When Daniel Craig just got his, Rami Malek was there, who was in the Bond movie with him. And I don't know how important Rami Malek was to Daniel Craig's career, but they gave him time. It's weird. There's a weird sort of promotional.
Maybe they spent a year together.
Yeah,
but it doesn't mean you're BFFs.
No,
unless they are
exactly.
behind the scenes.
I know, but it all just seems like a promotional tool for a movie. It seemed like another publicity stop for the James Bond movie to have Rami Malek and Daniel Craig show up for the Walk of Fame. But every now and then you get somebody who's a legit fan, and it seems it seems a little bit more genuine, and that's what Lizzo was last night for Missy Elliott.
I only have one thing to say to Hollywood Boulevard. You're welcome. You're welcome. You are the brightest star in the universe, Missy. I don't have the history that they have with you, but I've watched you my entire life. I didn't prepare anything today because I thought I was just coming to hang out, and now I'm about to cry. So, I watched you my entire life, and I saw a superstar in you, but I also saw myself. And I'd never seen myself before. And you lived so boldly and so beautifully and so unapologetically and so out loud. You have no idea what you have done for so many black girls. I just want to say that right now. Sheesh. We don't deserve you. And still, you continue to give to us. You've given and given and given with your heart, your genius. Let me just drop some words. Genius, icon, queen of hip-hop, visionary. This is more than deserved. And let us continue to celebrate all of your accomplishments and all of your influence forever. We love you so much, Missy. Congratulations.
Right?
That was
great?
real nice.
I know.
That was really
I know.
nice because it just was so natural and it came from the heart. And you could tell that Lizzo is a genuine fan of Missy Eliott.
Yeah.
Right? That was real nice. I like that.
Yeah, I'd want Lizzo to say anything, like about you.
Because she's just so honest.
Yeah, like I think that's part of the charm of Lizzo. And oftentimes, God, the amount of times I've seen somebody get up to a microphone and say, I wasn't prepared for this. I didn't write anything. And I'm like, well,
yeah, you've been practicing in the mirror for a couple of days now.
Bro. But I genuinely felt that Missy legitimately did just show up there to hang out and have a little bit of fun and maybe get some time with Missy. And then they threw in front of a microphone. But no, she's a rare one, Missy, Lizzo. A very, very rare one.
Because she's just such a fan.
Yeah.
She's all of us.
Yeah.
Right? Even though she's like in that stratosphere now of celebrity and newsmaker, she's still much like
she's
the
not
rest of us, where she is still a fan of someone who she may have easier access to.
Yeah, she's not yet. I just like her because she's not yet affected, and maybe she is, and she just hides it better than everybody else. But she just doesn't seem that affected, and it's rare, especially now when you see a moment like that in public, because those moments are saved for their own personal social media.
Totally.
Because that's where it matters the most, right? She would just post this on Instagram and then show up and do nothing, right?
Yeah.
It's rare to see something like this in public. We don't see this kind of stuff in public anymore.
Yeah.
From anybody.
Yeah.
You never get this stuff in public anymore.
Well, congratulations to Missy Eliott, Hollywood Walk of Fame.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So Pete Davidson was on with Seth Meyers last night.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
So, of course, they had to.
So,
get into it.
I'll just play it for you.
Okay.
Okay? Because the only thing anybody wants to know from Pete Davidson is what's going on with you and Kim, right? Because they were out twice and no cameras were around, meaning Kim didn't have her crew, meaning that they weren't filming this for Kim's show, meaning that these sort of quote-unquote dates may have been actual dates, right?
Am I wrong, or did I read something yesterday that the two of them were spotted making out? Or did I make that up?
I think you might have made that up. But then again, I don't know.
Could have swore I saw that yesterday.
I don't know. But I know that they were holding hands on that roller coaster. Okay, then she flew to New York, and then they had dinner with friends one night, and then he took her to like his favorite pizzeria out in Staten Island, like where he grew up, like hometown run.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It was a hometown
You're gonna
date.
love this greasy
hometown dates.
This greasy slice.
Hometown dates we're already at.
Them New York slices
right?
are friggin' lit too.
Yeah. So here's Pete Davidson. You have it there.
I want to address something. I feel like I want to confirm if it's real. Or rumor. This has been, you've been reading a lot about it in the press.
Yeah, I've been wanting to talk about this because.
Thank you. We appreciate you doing it here.
There's a lot of people I walk by. People are like whispering and making eyes at me, and but it is true. I do have a show on Tubi coming out. Yeah, the Tubi. A lot of people are shocked that I could get on a show like Tubi.
Yeah. But it's a real
thing. Tubi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yes, thank you.
Right, so that's all you get.
That's it?
Yeah.
Come on, Pete
Did they
Davidson.
say anything else more? There was no Kim talk at all. Did he even bring Kim up? That's when you know it's real. Right?
Yeah. Don't you dare say anything
Yes.
at all.
That's weird that they would that because normally when Pete Davidson goes on Seth Meyers, it's like no holds barred, right? Like they just they get in like
buds.
Yeah. But it's weird that he didn't bring it up at all. I don't know. But anyway, so that's Pete Davidson trolling everyone and using the late night to do it.
Yeah, and not talking about Kim Kardashian.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Ed Sheeran's still out promoting his new album, Equals, and he was on Fallon. We've heard the stories that Ed Sheeran and Elton John are really good friends.
Elton calls him every day.
So much that Elton calls him every single day. And they have these like long discussions, and they've teamed up to create a Christmas song. They've collaborated. And listen to Ed Sheeran telling Jimmy Fallon about this collaboration and a discovery that he made when the two of them were coming up with like a title for the song.
We've got a Christmas song coming out together.
Wait, you and Elton John?
Me and Elton John. Yeah.
He's got one of my favorite Christmas songs ever.
Yeah, well,
Step into Christmas?
Yeah, so he rung me on Christmas Day and said, because he was so buzzed that Step Into Christmas gets a higher chart position every single year. So I think it went in at 13 in the 80s, and it was like number 6 last year in England. So he's like, I want to do another Christmas song. Do you want to do one with me? And I've always been quite against Christmas. Not that I don't like Christmas. I love Christmas. But in terms of doing a Christmas song, you need to chuck the kitchen sink at it. If you're going to do it,
do it.
I have a Northern Irish friend that says if you're going to get done for stealing a horse, you might as well it, you know?
Hey,
stealing the horse.
Yeah. So I was like, I said to Elton, I was like, I don't really want to do a Christmas song unless we're going in, unless it's like sleigh bells, ding dong. Yeah, it's just it needs to be a proper Christmas song. So I wrote a chorus, and then I went to go and stay with him, and we wrote 3, and one of them was this one called Merry Christmas. So so get this. So we write it, and I title it Merry Christmas, and I'm like, we're going to have to change that title because there's probably loads of songs called Merry Christmas. And I went on Spotify, and I typed in Merry Christmas, nothing. There's Merry Christmas Everyone, there's Happy Xmas, there's Merry Xmas, there's War is Over. All these things. There's not a song called Merry Christmas. And then I went on YouTube and checked it out, and it baffled me. Like, it's kind of like this glitch in a video game where no one's thought...
Wow!
No one's thought to... Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
So there's no song called Merry Christmas?
Come on.
According to Ed Sheeran, and recording a Christmas collab with Elton John. Let me just double check real quick.
Here.
Let me go on Apple Music. Merry Christmas songs. The first thing that comes up on mine is NSYNC, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, followed by All I Want for Christmas Is You from Mariah, followed by The Christmas Song by Nat King Cole, followed by Christmas, Baby Please Come Over by Mariah. I can't... Oh, there's something here called...
Yeah, that's
an artist named I'm Ethan called Merry Christmas.
I'm Ethan?
Yeah, but I think it might be like a parody or something because it's got I can't play it because it's got the letter E for explicit somewhere in there.
Oh, wow.
So
who writes an explicit Christmas song?
I know,
Come on
I
now.
know. But yeah, so far just scrolling through, there's nothing here that's simply labeled Merry Christmas. So
super weird because I know people have used it like in the chorus of their song, but I guess nobody's actually called their song Merry Christmas.
So the Christmas collab from Ed Sheeran and Elton John might actually be called Merry Christmas.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh, Dancing with the Stars last night. Melora Hardin, who was Jan
from The Office.
Jan from The Office. I miss Jan. We're way past the Jan era now. Rox and I are watching The Office. Way past.
What season are you guys in?
Like almost done.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Like almost.
So Michael's gone.
Oh, way gone. Yeah.
Will Ferrell came and went.
Way gone. Yeah. Robert California
came and went.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's still kicking around a little bit though, but he's only in every now
What a great character.
Every now and then. Andy's the office manager.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been that way for a while now.
Have you got
Pam's having a second baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's a point in the series, and I love The Office, one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
I still haven't finished watching it.
Yeah.
After there's one particular moment, I think it was in season 8 maybe, or 7. When was it that Andy took over? Spoiler alert.
I don't know.
So whatever season that was.
Yeah.
there's one point where he bounced, he left. Spoiler alert.
Right.
And he's gone for a little while.
Yeah.
And then when he came back, that was the day he came back was the episode I stopped at because I wasn't really feeling the show.
Yeah. No, I'm fine with it after all this time because I don't have to sort of wait around for it, right?
And to this day,
yeah,
I've stayed away from everything that
You
has to
don't know
do
how it
with
ends.
it. I have no idea how The Office ends.
Well, when it ends, I'll spoil it for you. Don't worry.
No, please don't do that.
I will. You know me. So Melora Hardin, Jan on The Office on Dancing with the Stars, and I guess what happened is that Artem, who's her dance partner, they got like heated during rehearsals and sort of started going at each other, and it all worked out fine. But was like they don't show a lot of this stuff on Dancing, do they? No. Were there actually
She turned into Jan yelling at Michael?
Well, I'm not going to say she didn't, but, listen for yourself.
Try to stay on time, not making it look pretty right now. It is going to semifinal, so I'm not going to be holding back. You only have a few days.
I understand, but you don't have to be stressed at me just because you're stressed about the time. He was frustrated by me, makes me feel upset. Just want to make sure you understand what we're up against, that we're up against some stress here. Like, I'm up against some stress. You were being cold.
Yeah, because I needed to get done.
The only way to match you when you're being like that is to be like that.
Okay, cool.
There's going to be places where you kind of don't click. We're still learning about each other. But when I get silent, Artem, I'm in fear, and I'm going to disappoint everybody. That's what happens to me. It's like you're pissed off about the dance, you're pissed off about how I'm learning the dance, you're pissed off about the time, and it's like, okay, it's a great way to start rehearsal.
Yo, that is
Right?
Jan
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. But I back her though. I'm with her on this.
This is Jan and Michael arguing during the dinner party episode.
Yes. Damnit Maurie talked to Melora afterwards because I don't know how soon. That was a couple of days ago they had filmed that part, right? And then the show was last night. So
But
wondering.
also the music that they played in the background didn't help the situation.
Well, I mean, it's
at
a
all,
beautiful
right?
edit, right?
You
Why
gotta-
have a fight like that without giving it a slick edit,
You
right?
gotta-
Come
you gotta
on.
amp it up.
So this is Damnit Maurie with Melora after the fact.
Melora, it's so good to see you again. We first have to start off with discussing that Royal Rumble during your rehearsals. How real was that, and was that important for us to see as viewers at home?
I think it's really important for people to see that real relationships require negotiating and compromise, and life is not just like gumballs and rainbows all the time. It's real life, and this is real life. And Dancing with the Stars is like all consuming when you're doing it. You're eating, drinking, sleeping it, and you're with your partner in the most intense way, doing something you've never done, learning stuff under heightened amount of pressure. So yes, I think it is important for people to see that at home, to see that this is, it's a reality show, but it's also real life. And personally, because I'm an actor, I'm committed to the truth. A lot of people think that good actors are good liars, but actually good actors are great truth tellers. That's what good acting is. Good acting is truth telling.
There you go.
Jan from the Office
She's
just spitting
great.
facts.
How's she doing on the show? She doing okay?
Well,
Yeah, she's a
semifinals,
good
right?
dancer. Yeah, well, look at that. Who knew?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Did you see Lance Bass on one of those ancestry shows?
No.
Okay, yeah. So, they take a celebrity and then they do like the whole family lineage and everything else, right?
Oh God, who's he related to?
Well, exactly.
Is it gonna be something weird?
So I'll play this. I'll play this for you. But they do it as a. Is it going to be A? Is it going to be B? Is it going to be C? And then they make the person. They make the person guess too, right? And so Lance is there with his husband Michael. Okay, and they're doing the show, and they give him 3 really, really cool options of people that he could be related to. And when we say related on these shows, like it is far, far, far,
Like
far
way
distant sort of cousins.
Way up that family tree.
No, and nobody would ever consider them to be family, right?
Oh, okay.
Unless they're famous.
Right.
So here's Lance Bass finding out which famous relative he has.
Which unexpected distant relative is part of Lance's musical family tree? A, Faith Hill. B, Britney Spears.
Oh, I wish.
Or C, Elvis Presley.
Ooh, those are three good ones.
Wait, so that
be
means I'm
Elvis.
related to one of these?
Why would they put
Yes.
Elvis in there, right?
Take your markers and your cards and write in your guess.
They make the
I really
quiz though.
hope
They
it's
make them
Britney,
guess.
but there's no way.
Okay, it's got to be
On the
Elvis.
count of 3, I want you to turn over your cards. 1, 2, 3.
Elvis?
I put Britney.
Yeah, it's got to be
I
Elvis.
hope that's too good to be true.
And the answer is B, Britney Spears.
Are
No!
you kidding me?
Britney is your 6th cousin once removed. Boom!
This is the look. I wanted to be related to the Queen. Well, now I'm related to the Queen of Pop. This is so cool.
I don't even know what his sixth cousin once removed is. Like, I don't even know how that works. I don't know a lot lot about
sixth cousin.
Is it genealogy? Is that what it is? Genealogy?
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about this stuff at all.
So sixth cousin once removed. So that would have to be not no, but it has to be blood related.
Because to me, this just seems like they go as far to find every celebrity a celebrity that they're related to. It's like 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, right? Like if you keep looking, you're eventually going to find, I guess, somebody. But like, how do you even begin to look for that? Like,
What does once removed mean?
I don't
Like
even know what that. I don't know what that means. I have
Like
no
they were
idea.
and no longer are, and now they're back again?
No, once removed is
once
what?
removed are cuz or is when you're separated by generations. Is essentially what it means.
Oh. Okay, I still don't understand what that means.
So he's not really related to
No,
her.
he is. He is through like when you start like tracking.
Like, can he collect on past gifts?
No, it's not. No. Like, but it just goes to show you. Like, I think that if you go and like search far enough, maybe you can find it for just about anybody. Do you think?
Like a okay. So it'd have to be like an aunt, right? Like maybe his great grandmother's sister who had
Right.
a kid. That kid had a kid, had a kid.
I guess
that was then married to someone who then ended up having a kid and then related to Britney.
Maybe.
So,
I don't know.
Okay, so put it this way.
Yeah.
Your cousin's kid.
Yeah.
Right? That kid is your first cousin's kid once removed.
Okay.
That would be your second cousin?
No.
That wouldn't be your
because
second
you're
cousin?
separated by the generation. The kid is separated by generation.
Oh, so sixth cousin once removed. Jesus.
Are you related to anyone famous?
The great thing with these things is that he can actually reach out to Britney, right?
Oh,
it would be
yeah.
torture for somebody like Maurie. Like if Maurie did this and found out that he was, I don't know, give me a name of somebody, Zac Efron's sixth cousin once removed.
Wow.
Well, first of all, that
imagine.
would ruin that fantasy.
You can't do anything.
You'll never be able to do anything more.
No, but there was a chance before.
There
Now
was
you've just
never a
ruined
chance.
it.
There was never a chance.
Dog, you're married, man.
I know.
No, I know, but aside from that, now I can't because we're blood relatives.
Right.
No,
Well,
aside from that, you're married.
Yeah, you already got like one husband once removed. About to be removed, I should have said.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Well, it's about that time, sir.
Hey, Mocha. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's do the news.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
News break.
This is an incredible clip here. The Prime Minister everybody loves. I don't mean Trudeau with the good hair. But Prime Minister of New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern, was doing a sort of Facebook Live meeting. And during her Facebook Live meeting, I guess like her daughter, her little kid, like got out of her bed and like walked in. And then Jacinda's got to like, during the Facebook Live, like sort of coax her back into bed.
Yeah.
It's adorable. Listen to this.
But you'll see that greater certainty for business. You're meant to be in bed, darling. It's bedtime, darling. Pop back to bed. I'll come and see you in a second.
Aw.
I'll come and see you in a minute, okay? Sorry, everybody.
Oh, you get a pass. Don't worry.
Yeah, Nanny will take you down to bed. Thanks, Nana. Well, that was a bedtime fail, wasn't it?
That's so
Come
cute,
on.
though. Come
I
on,
know.
yeah.
And those are always the video. People love watching somebody on Zoom when the kid interrupts, right?
Yeah,
That was the
completely.
great thing about the beginning of COVID was you just had like so many of these moments.
Who was
where,
that
like,
one? Remember there was a...
Well, there was that
was
one
a
guy-
journalist in the UK. Was he a journalist or he was part of parliament or something? And his kid kept coming in and the nanny had to like try to
No, it was the wife that came in. The wife came in and grabbed the kid. Like the kid came in, and wasn't he like stomping around and stuff like this, and like goofing and making faces behind his dad?
And then the wife tried to hide from the camera.
Yes.
Didn't she like crawl on the ground or something?
Yes.
Tried to bend down.
I know, we love those things.
Yeah, Nanny will take you down to bed.
Aww.
Thanks, Nana. Well, that was a bedtime fail, wasn't it?
That's so cute, though. I love it.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The artist formerly known as Kanye West.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's just Ye.
It's just Ye.
Yay. Sorry, Yay.
Is making headlines because he's on a podcast that dropped last night called Drink Champs with hip-hop artist Nori and his co-host DJ EFN out of Miami. And these guys are known, I listen to their podcast, they're known for having like some of the biggest names in hip-hop stop by, and they do like 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours where they just talk about like career, life, everything, right? News, all sorts of stuff. And they got Ye. It's just over 2 hours. It's a lot. I was only able to listen to an hour and 37 minutes. Not because I didn't want to listen to the full 2 hours. I just couldn't get through listening to everything. Because Ye is... There's so much going on with him, and there's only so much I could take. There's parts of the podcast where I'm so into what he's saying because I like hearing the music stuff, the music news, like the music history, and his thoughts on like his work because of his storied career. But then there are other things that he starts getting into where
it takes him a while to get to a point, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes like he'll get you there, but it's difficult.
So I don't know. Like we have a lot. He brings up in the hour and 37 that I listened to, he brought up Drake's name like 3 times.
Yeah. So let's go with let's hear his thoughts on Drake. Whether they're still fighting, whether they hate each other, what's going on?
He's gonna set it up like war. You know what I'm saying?
Calculated and strategy.
Yeah, when people went to go get Hitler, they didn't go straight for Hitler. They set up fake tanks. They set this and this. So he gonna do stuff like.
So what he's referencing here is the back and forth dissing, right? Between Drake and Kanye, and how Drake strategizes what he's gonna say on a record targeted at Kanye West.
Live 5 blocks down the street from you. DM every.
What's that? Crept through the light switch. Is that
Yeah.
what you told me?
He gonna like go and DM every single girl in your family, every single girl around your family, everybody, all your girl. He's gonna.
Really?
So it becomes like. So you already got that. It's like away games and home games and stuff like. And football and this is professional rap. This is the first time we in a place of like professional rap. So all that's there. So if he throws out a bar right here, it might be a bar only. Like what Pac said, you and I know what's going on, right? But it's all psychological, right? So it's like what button is someone gonna hit? Yeah, you know what? You know what it is? I got the perfect. I never thought about this tonight.
Okay.
You know what? I bit his ear. You know what I'm saying?
Tyson bit? Like Mike Tyson?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't see what Holyfield was doing. They ain't see what he was doing. Tyson like telling the refs like, "Yo, you ain't see this? You ain't see this?" He's like, "Tyson, I'm gonna take this in my own hands."
So he's comparing his beef with Drake to Tyson and Holyfield back in the day.
Right.
But you see what I'm saying, where he's like going into his story, but then he kind of diverts, right?
Kanye is just at the level where people just don't have the stones enough to say, dude, you have to clarify what you're talking about.
This is Kanye West talking to the Drink Champs podcast. And again, really like getting into a lot of the him versus Drake situation. And how he feels Drake disrespects him a lot.
I had this conversation where Drake is like, I never him. But I was like, but you acted like you did. You got bars that's like hidden heels, give your wife the chills. You doing all kind of, it's like somebody throwing a marble and hiding their hand or something like that. It's like all that's disrespectful.
Y'all actually had this conversation?
We had this conversation. And this is all, and to the point where Kim be like, I don't listen to this no more. This acting like he and like we ain't never really we never really had that conversation. Like, I never him. Like, no, but what about did you ever DM her? Did you ever, you know what I'm saying? Everything else around it, you know, because it ain't about just the actual act of it. You know, the act, the anticipation of something is what we live in. Now is the shortest moment of our life. Now that was just there is just gone now. You know what I'm saying? So you could be sitting there like, did he not? That's worse than if you, I would have rather you did, and I just actually had to deal with the finality, because my mind, I'm like a Xerox printer. I'm Christian, but I'll tell you something.
Okay.
I talked to a healer.
See what I'm saying, though?
Dude, it's just Kanye. It's just, you got to rein him in.
Jealousy.
So it actually was a problem, because that's what we heard.
Absolutely. I was jealous. What do you mean? I'm a human being. And people try to tell you what to say, impress, and what to feel. Like, you don't feel that. If you was in my situation and you riding... No, this is the other thing. Sicko Mode, they would play it at the kids' party. So I'd have to bring my kids to a party with this man threatening my life on a song. Welcome to Calabasas. And then they wonder why you end up, in the hospital. It has to be some type of respect.
Wow. Yeah, it's interesting, though. Like, he gets you there,
I will say, when talking, like, referencing Drake, he does, like, big him up a lot and says that he listens to the music. He thinks Drake is brilliant. He likes some of the songs that he's put out. He enjoyed Certified Lover Boy.
I guess you can have both. Kanye is a lot of things, but I think that the one thing is he seems to be, and I have no reason to believe that he's not, but he seems to be very supportive.
Sure.
Yeah. Like I always get that sense from Kanye that as erratic as he is at times, he is a very supportive artist where even if he has a problem with you, he will acknowledge your talent. He will acknowledge your contribution. He will acknowledge the changes you've made. He will acknowledge your huge place in a world that he's also trying to dominate.
Yeah.
And that's a rare thing with artists, especially in hip hop.
And he says that a lot. Like, he's like, I understand why Drake is the way Drake is. And Drake definitely changed the game when he first came out. And here are the reasons why. And here's exactly how he did it. And he's a genius for it. And this and this and that, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's a lot. It's a lot of Kanye. It's a lot of Ye in this podcast. It's 2+ hours. Shout out to the Drink Champs podcast for getting him. But if you're a Kanye fan, you're going to get a little bit of what it is you're looking for, but then you're going to get a lot of extra stuff that you're not expecting.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
People are having a real hard time with wrapping their head around Pete Davidson and how he's managing to date some of the women that he has dated. So Emily Ratajkowski was on with Seth Meyers, and she sort of broke it down for people who may not understand the allure of Pete Davidson. Listen to this.
She never dated him, though.
Before,
right?
She just did a fashion thing with him.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So,
Gotcha.
Be honest, when you show up and there's someone with maybe a little bit less of a pedigree, the guy who's there to be like the not a model in the model shoot. Are you up for a minute, or are you like, all right, let's see what you got, Davidson?
I think you're being a little mean. I think he's got the height.
He is a tall guy.
Obviously, women find him very attractive.
Yeah, well, obviously.
So,
did you hear he's got a show on Tubi right
That I did.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know why I'm like, how's that guy a model?
Yeah. I feel like only other men feel that way. Like, guys are like, wow, what's that guy got? And I'm like, I mean, he seems super charming. He's vulnerable. He's lovely.
Great.
His fingernail polish is awesome. Like, he looks good.
There you go.
He's great.
All right, well, I'm sold. I'm going to have him back on.
Good relationship with his mother.
Yeah, great relationship with his mother.
We love
just
it.
A sweetheart.
Somebody said to me years ago, the quote was, anybody who doesn't understand why women find Mick Jagger attractive knows nothing about women. And I think it's the same sort of thing with Pete Davidson, because she's right. The people who don't get the Pete Davidson thing are guys. It's dudes. It's
So
not
women understand?
Yeah, you think Pete Davidson's hot, Deepa? No?
No?
Oh, well, you...
Not at all.
Not at all?
Not
Do you
at
understand
all.
why...
Nothing attractive about him?
Okay, I think personality-wise, yes, he's hilarious.
You don't
but
find him, like, sexy, though. You don't think Pete Davidson's
Like
sexy?
Kim Kardashian, like he was at one time
Ariana
going to get married to Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
And then who is he with again? Who is the actress model?
Kate
Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
Yes. You don't find him attractive, though, huh?
No, I don't. I don't get it.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. What is it, Maury? Maury, you'd like him, eh, Maury? Yeah, Maury finds him very attractive.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, Maury, come in here for a second. I want you to tell me which big gay wedding you would rather go to. Okay, so big gay wedding number one. God, I would love to go to this one. So Kristen Stewart announced that she was engaged. And when she was doing the interview with Howard Stern, she said that what she wanted to wear old school Levi's and one of those T-shirts with a tuxedo print on the front of the T-shirt.
That's so K-Studio.
And then she said she also wanted to have Guy Fieri perform the ceremony because who knew Guy Fieri actually does a lot of gay weddings.
I didn't even know that.
He officiates a lot of gay weddings. People hate on Guy Fieri. If you actually just do some research and realize all the wonderful things Guy Fieri has done for people, it will change. I've never seen somebody so misjudged than Guy Fieri, and the only reason they hate him is because of his hair.
Yeah.
Right?
And what he's done for the fire flame shirt industry.
Thank you. Yes. Incredible. Right? He's a job creator, change maker. So anyway, Kristen Stewart then was doing an interview with the Today Show yesterday talking to Hoda when they sprung this on her.
I think you said recently that it would be kind of cool if Guy Fieri maybe officiated your wedding. Well, we decided we were just going to check in with him to see what he had to think about.
Yes,
Take a peek.
Hey, Kristen, Guy Fieri here, and I've heard through the Flavortown grapevine that you are looking for a sweet, spiky-haired officiant for your wedding. I'm all in.
Is that I do?
Was that a real offer, or was that...
I know, is he joking? No, I think he means it.
I wonder if yours was a real offer. You really want him?
Absolutely. I love it.
Oh, my God.
Okay,
Wow.
so you may have Guy Fieri at Kristen Stewart's wedding.
Welcome to Flavortown.
Welcome to Flavortown. So Cal Penn the other day goes on Twitter and says this: Cardi B was on my flight to LA. I fell asleep and had a dream that she officiated our wedding on the plane, and the three of us walked out of LAX holding hands. Then Cardi tweets, first, why didn't you say hi? Second, I'm licensed to do that, so let me know. Cal replied, you're the best, was going to say hi, but didn't want to be disrespectful. Your do not disturb light was on, but holy S, let's do it. We're down if you're down. And then Cardi wrote, I'm down. I'll get my suit.
That one.
Okay, I'm going to that one.
Are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm going to loud-ass Cardi B officiating the wedding.
Kidding me? That's the party.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if they both did it on the same day? What a scandal.
Oh,
right?
the disrespect.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Leonardo DiCaprio has been trending all weekend because over the weekend, there was a big charity event called the LACMA. I don't know what that stands for. It was an art and film gala. Mm-hmm. And there's a fantastic video of Jeff Bezos and his girlfriend, Lauren Sanchez, showing up on the red carpet. And she is holding Jeff Bezos' hand, but she sort of does this sort of half hug with Leonardo DiCaprio. Mm-hmm. And even though she's holding Jeff Bezos' hand, the way she looks at Leonardo DiCaprio while she's holding the hand of the richest man in the world, it's like Bezos doesn't even exist at that point.
If Leo said to her, baby, let's go.
Yeah.
She'd leave Bezos in a second.
Of course. But at that point is when everybody starts pointing out that Leonardo DiCaprio is 46 years old, has never dated a woman over 25.
All facts.
By the way, it's LACMA. It's the LA County Museum of Art.
Thank you. So he's never dated anybody over 25 before.
Sorry. I know.
But watch the video if you get a chance.
I know, girl. I know.
If you're
I'll give you the feels.
If you're on Twitter, just click on Leonardo DiCaprio. You got to watch this clip. It's like 4 seconds. I've the way she. Oh my God! It's so she's
just in awe.
She's in awe of Leonardo DiCaprio.
If you want to get a visual of what. Falling in love in an instant looks like, it's that clip right there.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it before. The power.
Still got it.
You put in all those hours to become the world's richest man, the richest man the world has ever known.
Yeah, just to get clowned in 4 seconds. Nerd. Go back to space in your wiener in your wiener spaceship, bro.
Clown.
That's how far you got to go to get away from the embarrassment.
What's your girl doing on Earth?
Yeah.
While you're up there for 11 minutes, right?
Damn, son, you got clowned so hard. Look in front of you, too. You have to stand there. You got to take it.
So great. So great.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So Jeff Bezos has responded to the now famous footage from over the weekend where Bezos showed up to a big event with his girlfriend, Lauren Sanchez, I think is her name. And there's a moment where she's on the red carpet holding Jeff Bezos' hand where she meets Leonardo DiCaprio. And her eyes, like the way she stares at Leonardo DiCaprio is like...
Oh.
You shouldn't look at somebody like that while you're holding your partner's hand, right?
Not at all.
Like just madly in love.
She's looking at him. She was looking at Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
As if she placed an Amazon Prime order at 8 a.m. and it showed up at 3 p.m. same day. Just in awe.
Yeah, and he was in the box.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, like totally wildly
She fell in love in that moment.
Yeah. And so Bezos finally responded and he put up a picture of himself sort of off the side of the road. And he's standing behind a sign that just reads, danger, steep cliff, fatal drop. And then he captioned it with, Leo, come over here. I want to show you something.
What a nerd. Whatever, dude. DiCaprio would kick your ass so hard.
Yeah. I don't even, you have to laugh at that point, right? Like, cause you have to, like, you can't, like, there's no,
like, he had to respond.
He had to say something. Otherwise, like, I mean, he still looks like a chump,
I know.
right? But you would look like an even bigger chump had you not responded to
it
that.
bothers him too. Huh?
Exactly. At least now you can sort of make it look like you're in on the joke, right? But it's not.
Haha, got me.
Yeah. Because his girlfriend didn't post anything, right? It's like it's he posted.
Yeah.
He posted
He's
stuff.
probably like, so babe, you gonna
why haven't you
post
liked my
anything on
tweet
there?
yet? Why haven't you liked my tweet?
Yeah, can I at least get a retweet?
Why haven't you liked my tweet?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Aaron Rodgers, that interview that he did over the weekend. Aaron Rodgers, of course, Green Bay Packers quarterback. They lost yesterday 13-7 without Aaron Rodgers playing. He came down with COVID, and now he's being accused of lying because all those months ago when they asked if he was vaccinated, and he says, yes, I've been immunized, but I guess what he meant was that he had COVID and had natural immunity to COVID, and then so that all happened. But now everybody's trying to turn this into a political issue, and this is Aaron Rodgers' opinion on that.
The right or whatever is going to champion me, and the left is going to cancel me, and I don't give a shit about either of them. Politics is a total sham. I'm not going to go on Fox News like I wouldn't go on CNN. I have zero desire to do any of that. The only desire I have is to empower people to take autonomy over their body in all forms and facets.
Terry Bradshaw not happy about Aaron Rodgers at all, accusing him of just flat out lying.
I'd give Aaron Rodgers some advice. It would have been nice if he'd have just come to the Naval Academy and learned how to be honest. Yeah. Learn not to lie, because that's what you did, Aaron. You lied to everyone. I understand immunized. What you were doing was taking stuff that would keep you from getting COVID-19. You got COVID-19. Ivermectin is a cattle dewormer. Sorry, folks, that's what it is.
Wow.
We are a divided nation politically. We're a divided nation on the COVID-19, whether or not to take the vaccine. And unfortunately, we've got players that pretty much think only about themselves. And I'm extremely disappointed in the actions of Aaron Rodgers.
Wow. God. But the NFL has no COVID mandate, right? I understand you accusing Aaron Rodgers of lying if the NFL had a vaccine mandate. The NFL doesn't have a vaccine mandate.
I thought all sports did.
No, NFL doesn't.
Huh.
NFL doesn't even have a vaccine mandate for its fans.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, damn.
No.
But it should be stated that Aaron Rodgers wouldn't have been able to lie to the Packers organization because different players, the vaccinated and unvaccinated players, have to go through certain protocols. So his teammates in the organization knew that he wasn't vaccinated.
Everybody knew he wasn't vaccinated.
Well,
He
not the general public.
But
right?
he doesn't have to tell the general public.
No doubt about that. But I'm just saying, I think when he was asked the original question, "Are you vaccinated?" he goes, "Yeah, I'm immunized.
I'm immunized.
Right.
Right.
But he's kind of mincing words, right? He's kind of playing around with
But
it.
he does it. He told the people who needed to know.
Sure, yeah.
Right.
No,
He didn't lie to the organization.
No, that's what I'm saying.
He didn't
right?
lie. He didn't lie to his teammates.
Right.
Right.
Right. Because they all have to go through different protocols.
Exactly. Right. And so when you're vaccinated in the NFL, like if you're unvaccinated and get COVID, it's mandatory 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
If you are vaccinated and get COVID, you can't play, but you can play after 2 negative tests 24 hours apart, which very well could be 10 days as well.
Sure.
So basically, there's no difference between the way you treat a vaccinated player with COVID and an unvaccinated player with COVID. So I don't know what the problem with all of this is.
I saw last week, don't laugh because I'm going to talk wrestling.
Yes.
The WWE cut a ton of people from their roster. And the rumor is that the people that they cut weren't vaccinated and they have a vaccine mandate within the organization.
Right. Geez, anybody big? Because you're starting to see now, because I read an article over the weekend that said Emilio Estevez wasn't going to return for the new Mighty Ducks series because they want him to get vaccinated.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And people love that show.
Yeah.
On Disney.
Yeah. So he's not coming back for that because of the vaccination protocols.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the wrestlers, nobody that you would...
Nobody
that you would know.
No champs or anything like that, right?
No.
Okay, all the just
Nobody.
like jabronis?
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody that you would know.
Jobbers?
There was
No.
one guy who was like one of my favorites to like climb to superstardom. His
Yeah.
name's Keith Lee.
Right.
But I don't know if he got axed because of vaccine or just his performance. Like he wasn't
Right.
like catching with the fans as much.
Right. Yeah, it's weird. They don't consider having having the natural antibodies as anything in North America. They do in other parts of the world. Right?
But then they don't recognize it.
I know in Pennsylvania, they let nurses who are unvaccinated, they get tested for antibodies every, I think, 30 days or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And if they have them, you can work because they didn't want a huge shortage because of like, if you get
course.
half the nurses walk out, then you're screwed, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a shame about the wrestlers, man. I'm sorry. It's affecting you too now. Finally, COVID affects Mocha. Finally.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Big Bird tweeting about the vaccine. Big Bird said, I got the COVID-19 vaccine today. My wing is feeling a little sore, but it'll give my body an extra protective boost that keeps me and others healthy. Said, I've been getting vaccines since I was a little bird. I had no idea.
There you go.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So what is the metaverse? We know Mark Zuckerberg has changed the corporate name of Facebook to Meta, and he keeps talking about the metaverse as if we're all supposed to know what the metaverse was. The whole thing was very confusing. So the Washington something or other Poster, I don't know, did a whole thing.
Washington Meta,
yeah, the
Meta
Washington,
Post?
yeah, the Washington, exactly.
Yeah.
So the way that they break it down is this: tech giants and video game companies, including Microsoft, Nvidia, and Meta, which is formerly Facebook, are developing hardware and software for the metaverse, which is, quote, an extensive online world you'll be able to access via your phone, computers, and virtual reality headsets. People will be able to do almost anything in the metaverse. You'll be able to attend concerts. You'll be able to participate in your work meetings. You'll be able to watch UFC fights from any perspective, including the fighter's perspective.
What? How meta?
They describe the metaverse as an extensive place where people and their avatars can work, shop, attend classes, and even walk on the moon.
This is too weird, man.
Right? All I think of when I see somebody saying all of this stuff, right?
Don't say it, man.
No.
What?
First of all, it's very much like Ready Player One, where
Oh,
you hate
okay,
the
yeah.
world we live in, and then you go off into a junkyard and you become this god in another world when you put the VR head goggles on.
Yeah, but then in real life, you're a freaking loser.
Exactly. All I think about in this situation, right, when it's the metaverse and like the cool tech and being able to go anywhere in the world and concerts and everything else, I'm like, hey, you know what? Maybe somebody would do this. Maybe people would do this. And then I just think of what it would be like, the reaction I would get If I walked into the living room one day with a giant headset and handed it to Catherine and said, "Here, try this. It's real cool. You'll love it." That's where the metaverse ends, right? That's where the metaverse ends.
Yeah.
Right?
No, thanks, loser.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Right? Yeah. That's where it ends. People are not going to do that. They're not going to do that. It's just like this is Google Glass.
Oh,
remember when they said everybody was going to be wearing Google Glass? We were all going to have these cool eyeglasses where we could see our phone screens and like all this other like real cool
what it
stuff.
looked like. We all look like idiots.
Thank you. Right? You know who's going to wear VR goggles and be comfortable in them? The people who already do.
Yeah.
And those are the people that are going to populate the metaverse.
Yeah.
Do you want to go there?
No, thanks.
No, thank you.
You're a loser out here. You'll be a loser in there too.
Right? Yeah. And
There's only so much space you can occupy being a loser.
Exactly. And how long before the metaverse turns filthy? You know what I mean?
Hours.
Right, hours. Yeah.
After
They're
lunch.
Exactly. People are going to soil that metaverse so fast.
Yeah, they go, what's up,
So
metaverse?
fast.
F you.
Exactly.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So Post Malone replaced Travis Scott at the Las Vegas Day in Vegas festival. When Travis Scott obviously pulled out just prior to announcing that Post Malone would be filling in, they said Travis Scott will no longer perform at Day in Vegas. And then they go on to say the security and safety of all attending Day in Vegas has been and always will be a top priority in our festival planning. So even though Travis Scott's not there, they're in their statement that he's not there. They talk about how beefed up the security is and how they want everybody to be safe.
People are worried now, right?
Yeah, they say they could continue to work hand in hand with law enforcement, medical personnel, and public safety agencies on protocols for the weekend. Please take care of yourselves and each other. Look forward to seeing you in just a few days. So that was right before the announcement that Post Malone was going to be taking over for Travis Scott. Drake has broken his silence and released a statement. He was on stage with Travis Scott in Houston. Drake says, "I've spent the past few days trying to wrap my mind around this devastating tragedy. I hate resorting to this platform to express an emotion as delicate as grief, but this is where I find myself. My heart is broken for the families and friends of those who lost their lives, and for anyone who is suffering. I will continue to pray for all of them and will be of service in any way I can. May God be with you all." So that is the statement from Drake. And Kanye calling out Drake yesterday, but calling out Drake to sort of mend fences. So Kanye was standing next to, who's Jay Prince? Why do I not know who that guy is?
Jay Prince, he's the owner of a record label and also quite influential, tied to like Lil Wayne and Drake and the whole Cash Money kind of empire.
So we'll get into that in a second, but I want to play the clip. So this is Kanye reading a note off his phone to Drake where he's asking Drake to end the feud to help get Larry Hoover out of prison. This is Kanye.
This is Jay and Jay Prince. I'm making this video to address the ongoing back and forth between myself and Drake. Both me and Drake have taken shots at each other, and it's time to put it to rest. I'm asking Drake on December 7th to join me on stage as a special guest to share the two biggest albums of the year, live in Los Angeles, with the ultimate purpose being to free Larry Hoover. I believe this event will not only bring awareness to our cause, but prove to people everywhere how much more we can accomplish when we lay our pride to the side and come together. Beautiful.
So for anybody who's wondering, Larry Hoover is sort of Chicago legend. He was the co-founder of the Gangster Disciples and was found guilty of murder in 1973 and was sentenced to prison, where apparently he received 6 additional life sentences while in the joint after being convicted on multiple charges of gang activity while in prison. So he was being accused of still running things on the streets from the joint. Kanye has previously advocated for Larry Hoover's release. He met with Donald Trump in 2018 to make his case then, was unsuccessful. Hoover's son, Larry Hoover Jr., appears on Donda on the record where he details the effects of his father's incarceration. So Larry Hoover, I think he's doing like 200 years.
Something like that.
But he's in like... He's in the Supermax in Colorado.
Man, he ain't getting out.
Like he is in the same prison with Timothy McVeigh, the Unabomber, and the first guy who bombed the World Trade Center with the truck in the garage. right? Like he's in Supermax. Like he's not getting out.
No.
Also, don't ask Drake. Don't put Drake on the spot where then he's got to then go advocate for your guy, right? Like I'm sure that there's a list of things that Drake would maybe get on stage with Kanye to sort of like bury the hatchet.
But not with this.
Not with this. It's like number 1 on the list, puppies, right? Number 2 on the
absolutely.
list, booty.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Come together for those 2 things. You can't ask somebody, a Drake who was on stage when 8 people died at a concert,
Yeah. And also,
to
I
come
can just
help
tell
you
right
get
now,
a guy doing time for murder at a prison.
Drake is not getting on stage in December
No.
with Kanye.
No.
There's no way that that's happening.
No.
And I don't know if you saw the post, but like the replies, how many people were saying it looked like a hostage video.
That video was weird looking.
Right?
Right.
Because, I mean, I don't think he's ever been convicted, but there are, rumors out in the streets about this Jay Prince guy. He's like a Suge Knight in that record industry, right?
He's like Candyman. Like, you don't say Candyman a certain number of times.
Yeah,
You just
that's
don't
the
say
guy,
that's
huh? That's the guy.
Prince.
Yeah, Drake's gonna go hang out with those guys.
Yeah, no. Drake,
You think so, Shem?
He's
Well,
given
you
he's given
think?
props to Jay Prince before. That kind of like, thank you for your guidance throughout my career type of thing. But in this particular situation, with what Kanye is asking for, I don't think Drake is going to show up.
No.
Also, Jay Prince was very heavily involved in the Drake Meek Mill beef and prevented it from really escalating to something worse. So very influential.
Right. Wow. Look at that. I had no idea. Learned something, right? I learned something on our show
He needs
today.
to spend more time in the streets.
Is that my problem?
Yeah.
Not enough time on the streets?
Not enough time.
Yeah, too much time in the sheets. That's why. Hey, yo.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
The family of the 9-year-old boy who was trampled during Travis Scott's Astro World Festival have retained attorney Benjamin Crump to represent them in the lawsuit against Travis. Ezra Blount, the youngest victim, is currently in hospital. They say fighting for his life still. He was, quote, trampled and catastrophically injured. And he was up on his father's shoulders. This is his dad, Treston, talking to the Today Show yesterday.
That's when the barricades, got kicked in and they were just rushing. So at about 7 o'clock, we go there and we're right up front, like right in front, like the stage is 10 feet from us, right in the middle. And I told my son I didn't feel comfortable right there. I said, if anything happens, we need a way to get out. I was seeing people getting crowd surfed and they weren't moving. He was down there with his shirt ripped open and his face was already blue at that time, and they were doing compressions on him, just kind of frantically yelling at that point to stop the show or radio for help because somebody was down here and it was clearly he was dying.
Oh, my God.
So what happened was that the dad passed out during this, and then the kid, I guess, fell off his shoulders. And when he regained consciousness, the kid was nowhere to be found, and then they located him later at a Texas Children's Hospital. After he was taken there. And the litigation names Travis Scott, Live Nation, Cactus Jack Records, Score More Management, and others as defendants. And then more anger now as it was revealed that after that show, even after all the ambulances and everything else and still stopping the show early, that Travis Scott and Drake still held their after party at Dave & Buster's. In Houston. I think it was a Dave & Buster's in Houston. However, somebody close to them told TMZ that Travis didn't know the severity of the situation when he arrived at the party. They go on to say, as far as the timing goes, this remains consistent with the fact that no one, including the police, had publicly confirmed the gravity of the events that had taken place. So I guess right now there are 68 lawsuits.
Wow.
I think that's the current number right now, 68.
I saw yesterday that the organizers of the festival said that they would issue refunds to
Travis Scott had said that they were
to everyone, right?
Yes.
All ticket holders?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, well, I think it started off as refunds for people who had tickets for the second night, and then it was just all ticket holders who went to the show. But you're looking at, I mean, this could be like when it's all said and done, after the litigation and trials and everything else, you're looking at this could be in the billions.
Yeah,
right.
Mm-hmm.
Which is wild.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Will Ferrell's outfit from Elf went up for auction. They were expecting it to go for between $27,000 and $40,000.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Did it go for like $1 million?
No, $297,000 is what somebody paid for it.
Oh.
$297,000. Did you see Castaway with Tom Hanks?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, you know Wilson.
Yeah.
Right, the volleyball. They sold the volleyball too. They sold Wilson.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, so Wilson with the blood.
Yeah.
With the blood face.
Yeah.
Not real blood, but.
And then he gave it hair.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh, remember how sad he was when Wilson
I know.
fell off the raft?
I know,
And in the water? Wilson! Devastated. That's your only friend in the whole world.
Yeah.
And even he don't want to be with you.
Yeah.
Wilson was like, I'm going to bounce.
Also, when Wilson fell out of the cave, right?
Oh,
and went down in the
yeah.
water, and he went looking for him in the water and couldn't find him, and they shot it from Wilson's perspective of where you could see Wilson and Tom Hanks running around the water frantically looking for him. Okay, so what did Wilson sell for? Legendary character. One of them, I would say one of the most, like, aside from like the DeLorean from Back to the Future, Wilson has to be up there with one of the most famous inanimate characters in a film, right?
Mm-hmm. Wilson went for, I'm going to say, like $150,000?
$389,000.
Really?
More than the elf costume.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wilson!
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Will Smith still promoting his book. It's simply called Will. And I want to read you this. This is Will's thoughts on Tupac.
Oh, my God. Dude, spoiler alert.
What?
Because I'm really into this book.
Yeah?
I didn't buy it yet.
Okay.
I saw they have an audio book version where Will narrates it. So I think that's what I'm going to buy.
Mm-hmm. Let me read you this.
Okay, tell me.
Okay.
Oh,
So he's talking about how he felt insecure during the early stages of his relationship with Jada Pinkett Smith due to her close friendship with Tupac. He said, though they were never intimate, their love for each other is legendary. They define ride or die. In the beginning of our relationship, my mind was tortured by their connection. He was Pac and I was me. Pac was like Harry, I guess his dad. He triggered the perception of myself as a coward. He goes on to say, I hated that I wasn't what he was in the world, and I suffered a raging jealousy. He goes on to say, if she chooses me over Tupac, there was no way I could be a coward. I have rarely felt more validated. I was in a room with Tupac on multiple occasions, but I never spoke to him. The way Jada loved Pac rendered me incapable of being friends with him. I was too immature.
Wow.
Right?
Revelation.
Right?
And it's so, like, people clown on Will so hard online whenever Jada says anything about Pac.
Didn't she just release, like, in the summer on the anniversary of his death, like, she brought out, like, an old letter that he wrote her from prison?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Read it on her
something-
show?
And then there was something else, like, just like 2 weeks ago. And then people were making, like, all these memes about Will Smith just, like, being second place.
It's not cool, man.
To Tupac. And, like, after all these years.
Bro, that's not...
I really am excited for this book, though. It's called Will. It's out right now.
Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Let's start at the UK premiere, Mocha, of the House of Gucci. House of Gucci. This is star-studded. It's like Adam Driver and Lady Gaga and Jared Leto and I think Al Pacino and all sorts. Like the cast is just massive. And the reviews so far have been pretty good. Like it's
You mean they've been Gucci?
Yeah, it's a campy, fun romp, they say. People are loving it. It's been Gucci. Yes, they've been Gucci. What does Gucci mean? It's just a name, right? It doesn't mean anything, right? What? Is it like, does Gucci have a street term?
Absolutely.
Okay, explain it to me then. Explain it to me.
Gucci is everything's good. Everything's cool. Everything's working out all right.
Everything's Gucci?
Everything's Gucci.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But it's the people's last name.
Yes, but I'm talking about. Listen, we're talking about the streets.
Get out of here.
We're talking about the streets. You don't know the streets.
I don't know.
You're not
the-
Gucci.
No, look at me. I'm wearing a leather jacket. Okay, I can talk about the streets. Okay, Shem and Mocha got Malvern hats on right now. Okay, I'm wearing a leather jacket. Okay, I can talk about the street. I'm from the streets. Okay,
yeah, you're very Gucci.
I want to start with Adam Driver because the story was on this film that Lady Gaga stayed in character the entire time and spoke with that Italian accent for months.
That would throw me off.
Months.
Like as soon as the director yells cut, then Lady Gaga's like, "I'll be in my trailer."
Yeah, and they had to call her by her name and like everything else. Like she was
Gucci or whatever her name is.
Yeah,
Lady Gucci.
No, she was. I don't remember what her name was. But so she stayed in character for months. You know who else did this just recently on a show that I just found out? Nicole Kidman did this on 9 Perfect Strangers, where apparently she was in character and in that accent for the entire time they were filming.
What was her accent? I never watched
that
it.
show, like Romanian or Russian or something like
really?
something.
Yeah, some Eastern European.
Yeah. But she stayed in character too. But this is Adam Driver talking about whether or not he stayed in character while filming House of Gucci.
Yeah, I put my character down, and when it's over, and I don't really stay in character while we're shooting on this one. No, everybody. I mean, the poster behind you is 6 different actors, and all of them had a different way of working. You know, and there's no right way. So I don't have an opinion about how someone works, so long as they're around and available, and that's what it was on this set. Everyone did it differently, and I like it. I like being surprised.
Where's Adam Driver from? Because it sounds like he's got an accent.
Yeah, no, he's very American. He was a Marine. Right? Like, I don't know.
He sounded like he had an accent.
It's so funny with method acting because nobody ever wants to. It's rare that somebody calls out method actors for being ridiculous, right? Mm-hmm. Like,
He's from San Diego.
From San Diego, yeah.
Doesn't sound like it.
Shia LaBeouf, I think, stabbed himself and pulled out one of his own teeth for a role. Somebody else pulled out a tooth too in like one of those old movies. And they got called out for it. But like the method acting thing, Joaquin Phoenix is, I think, really big into that too.
Really?
Yeah. Where they just stay in character the whole time. Like it's super weird, right?
Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
I'll be in my trailer having a gelato and gabagool.
That's exactly what. Oh, what is gabagool? I hear that all the time. I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
You don't know what gabagool
From
is?
The Sopranos.
But is it like an actual thing?
I don't think so.
No.
I think it's made up. It's got to be.
But like, is it a dessert?
I'm gonna look it up.
Because I don't know. I don't know what gabagool is.
Gabagool.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
What started off as a sort of like goof and a troll job last night on Stephen Colbert turned out to be legit. And that was Stephen Colbert started this bit with Paul Rudd where Stephen Colbert was some sort of doctor in charge of doing a test to find out just how sexy somebody is. And then Paul Rudd comes in to find out if he is in fact sexy.
Amy, please send in my 11 o'clock sexy man.
Hi.
Excuse me, I think you have the wrong room. This is Sexiest Man Alive.
Oh, no, that's what I'm here for.
Confidence. That's sexy. Have a seat. And your name is?
It's Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. I don't see that. I have a Raoul Pud.
That's probably a typo.
Okay, correcting people, not sexy. Strike again.
But no, you feel free to call me Raoul Pud. That's Raoul Pud. Anything is fine.
Flexibility. That is sexy. Okay.
Okay. So then, again, this is sort of like what he's trolling is that it's around the time of year where People magazine releases their cover of the sexiest man alive. Yeah. And so the goof is Paul Rudd comes in to be like, I want to be People magazine's sexiest man alive because, of course, Paul Rudd would never be considered for People magazine's sexiest man alive, but he's also hysterically funny. So this in itself is fun. So then they run Paul Rudd through a series of tests to find out just how sexy he can be.
Age?
52.
Sense of humor. Very sexy. All right? Let's do an oral exam. See what it looks like when you put one finger in your mouth.
And then he does it. Moves his head back and forth.
Can you get the whole fist in there?
So they do like a big photo shoot, and he's like using a drill and everything else. And then what was a goof turns into absolute reality when Stephen Colbert says this.
Congratulations to Paul Rudd on officially, and this is true, being named People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive 2021.
So there you go. And then they show the cover.
Congratulations, Paul
and,
Rudd.
and it's absolutely legit, but I think that the only way for them to announce that it was in fact Paul Rudd was in a way like this.
It's a very Paul Rudd thing,
Exactly.
a very Paul Rudd way to get into the big announcement, right?
Yeah.
And now he joins people like
hold on
The
here.
Rock, Idris Elba, Michael B. Jordan from last year.
Dude.
Right?
Mel Gibson, Tom Cruise, Patrick Swayze, Keanu Reeves, Brad Pitt, Denzel Washington, George Clooney, Brad Pitt again, Johnny Depp, Matthew McConaughey, Ryan Reynolds, Bradley Cooper, Channing Tatum, The Rock, Idris Elba, John Legend, Michael B. Jordan, Paul Rudd.
I know.
Right? That's the best.
Asterisks. But not really.
That's the best.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Matthew McConaughey is clarifying his stance after he came out against vaccine mandates for children. He has 3 kids. So he said in a recent interview that while he and his wife are both vaccinated, that he doesn't want to mandate the COVID-19 vaccination for his kids, which are 8, 11, and 13. The decision has caused a lot of controversy for McConaughey, who's still talking politics and possibly running for the governorship of Texas. So he goes on Instagram to say this. I want to clarify something that has been making the rounds in the press about my answer in a New York Times interview I did the other day. When asked my opinion on the subject of children and vaccination mandates, I stated I couldn't mandate it for kids just yet. What was not clear is that I was referring specifically to kids 5 to 11 years old. What is not true and insinuated with the clickbait headlines since is that I am against vaccinations for all kids. This is false. In fact, our eldest, who is 13 years old, Levi, is fully vaccinated for COVID-19. I appreciate the ear and clarity. Just keep living, McConaughey. So Matthew McConaughey having to clarify his stance on vaccines for children. I think a lot of people feel the exact same way McConaughey does about kids. Especially
I don't know if I'm gonna rush out and get if they have it for like our kid's only 4 right? And I know the lowest age right now is 5,
right?
But even if he was 5, I don't know if I'm gonna rush out, be like part of the first group to have him vaccinated.
And I don't think a lot of parents are, to be honest with you. I
Yeah.
really don't. I think the vast majority of parents feel the exact same way Matthew McConaughey does.
Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. And now it's time for Ask Roz and Mocha.
Incredible amount of questions we got this week. Hello, Pineapple Pat. Welcome back to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast. We know you submit your questions every single week, and this has got to be like the 3rd time we've had you on the podcast? 4th time?
Yeah, how's it going, guys? I think 3rd or 4th time now.
Yeah. Good for you, man. Good for you. Happy to have you. What do you want to ask?
This one actually isn't from for me. This one I found on Reddit that I thought was pretty interesting. So what is not a bullet you dodged, but a huge tactical nuke you dodged?
Oh, God.
What's yours? Do you have a story?
I have one. This was many years ago when I was in high school. I had a pretty diverse group of friends. Some friends that kind of got up to no good. And anyways, one of those days they wanted to hang out, so they said that they're going to come pick me up. So I came outside. The car came up, but it was a different car. It was not one that I've seen before. But I didn't really question it at first. I thought it was probably one of their parents or something. So I hop in the car, and then after we start driving, I start to notice, I'm like, oh, this is a different car. Whose car is this? And then that's when they told me that they stole it. I told them, I'm like, I don't want to be a part of this at all. I don't know why you guys didn't pick me up. I'm like, you guys drop me off at home or I'm getting out of the car right now. And they thought I was joking, but then I opened up the car door and I was about to get out. And they were like, no, it's okay. We'll drop you off. So they dropped me off at home. Found out the next day that they actually got arrested.
Oh.
What?
Yep.
Yo, what year was this? What year was this?
Oh, this was, man, I want to say 2007, 2006.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, that's a good one. So you knew to get out of the car. You get out of the car, and all your buddies get arrested.
Yeah, they all got arrested. They got criminal records, and
Hold on.
Yeah.
So 2000, what neighborhood was this in? Was it like Malvern?
no, this is like Mississauga.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because I know somebody in a similar situation where they were in a vehicle that got stolen.
Yeah.
And got picked up by the cops.
Really?
Yeah. And every single person in the car got arrested.
Wow.
And,
Except for that person, or including that person?
No, I just know. I didn't know. So you're.
Oh, you
in
thought
that
maybe you guys
story.
had the same friends?
Yes, correct.
I got you.
correct.
I got you.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
yeah.
you. Wow.
Do you have a story like that, Rod? Not like of that particular one. But.
So when we talk about dodging a bullet, right? Like dodging a bullet would be you decide your gut tells you to not take a job and quit your current job. And so you don't take that job. And it's a good thing because that company that you might have gone to folds and then everybody's laid off 2 weeks later, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's dodging a bullet. Dodging a nuke is when somebody very attractive tries to pick you up and you're just too tired. And so you say no, and then you go home and then find out that that person later was a serial killer, right?
Right.
Like that's dodging a nuke,
Mhm.
right? So do I have like one of those stories? Do you have one of those stories, Maury?
So the first one is where my gut told me to reach and pick up a piece of Lego when I was a kid. And at that moment, our roof caved in. So I could have been sliced in half, but I wasn't because my gut told me to pick up a Lego piece. The other story.
How were you not? What did you moved your whole body?
Yeah, I went and picked up the Lego, and then
Okay.
the moment I did that, the whole roof caved in right where I was sitting.
Really?
And sliced the coffee table right in half.
Oh, wow.
So that's the story I always tell, how Lego saved my life.
Right. Okay.
The second one
Jesus,
is
that's
I
scary,
drove
yeah.
home a, can I say convicted rapist? But I don't think he was convicted. He was sent to like home jail.
Home jail?
Whatever you call it.
Like house arrest?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
When
Did you know that he was a convicted rapist?
Not at the time.
No.
But he was flirting with me and hit on me, and I told him that he was too. He's like, sometimes I dabble with guys or whatever. Would
Yeah.
you want to come in and stuff? And I
Yeah.
said, I go, how old are you? And he told me his age. I'm like, you're slightly too old for me.
So
He's
how
like,
old
"Oh,
were
too
you?
bad,
How
you're
old were you
lost."
at the time?
I was 18.
And how old was he?
He was 34.
Oh, wow. And so you found out, so you turned down his offer.
And I'm wondering, because he's like, do you want to come in? And I'm wondering, had I have gone in
So when did you find out that he had sexually assaulted somebody?
when it was all over the news?
Oh.
Wait, but how would your, as an 18-year-old and a 34-year-old, how did your paths cross?
Because I worked with him, and
Oh,
he
okay.
was on a radio show that I was doing at the time, and he was a guest, and I was told, "Hey, can you drive him home?"
Right.
And I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." So I
And
took
then-
the station vehicle,
And he
drove
never
him
met
home.
you before, and already in the car he was doing the I
Never met him
dabble in
before.
guys.
Yeah.
Why don't you come in?
Yeah,
Wow.
saw him many times after that.
Yeah.
but that was like the one time where we were in the car alone.
Right.
And he's like, hey, do you want to come in? I sometimes do stuff with guys.
Right.
And I'm like, well, you're not really my type. You're a
Yeah.
bit older than what I go for.
Right, which I'm sure crushed him. Wow. And I think that the most important part of this story is Damnit Maurie once turned somebody down. Right?
This is one and only time. I don't know if I have any dodge and nuke story. Like the only thing I could think of that comes like remotely close is when I was in high school.
Yeah.
There was one of my friends had beef with somebody else from another school. So it was known that the group from the other school and the group from our school were going to get together outside and they were going to fight.
Right.
What nobody knew is that weapons were brought from the other school.
Like guns or knives and bats?
Knives, bats, and chains.
Chains, gotcha.
No guns.
Yeah.
And I remember when they were kind of like assembling the team to go outside to meet.
Yeah.
I was asked and I declined. I was like, I don't know about this, guys. Like, this is going to be, like, we don't know how many. Like, I will throw down for my friends, but if I don't know the situation that we're walking into, and I didn't, and its situation turned really bad.
Really?
And the main guy from our school, head split open, had to get stitches from like the crown, like the back of his head all the way to the front.
Yeah.
And then I ended up feeling guilty because I was like, shoot, like if I, not that I could have like protected him from that situation, but maybe I could have done something to maybe not have that situation escalate But then on the flip side, I could have been the one on the other side of that bat or that chain that got his head split open.
Right.
Well,
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I think that was in the news if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah,
or it might have been
it was definitely in the news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times I did there's a lot of times I didn't mess around with somebody who was married.
Dodge the nuke there.
Right?
They're lost.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a few of those times. There's countless times where I decided to not get into a car with somebody who was, way too intoxicated to drunk, and then again they got pulled over, they got in an accident, or they got in something else.
Sure.
All that stuff. But as far as nukes, like I've been hit with a few nukes. Like I've been unable to dodge a few nukes in my day. But as far as dodging things goes, like I usually
Is it a nuke where a bunch of the school kids that in the school I went to wanted to put their tongue on the pole like in that Christmas movie, and I didn't?
Well, yeah, sure.
Like,
Yeah.
was there lifelong consequences? Like, did all those kids then all of a sudden
Well, I don't know what
lose
happens to your
their
tongue afterwards. The
lose
fire
their
department had to
ability to taste or something?
Did they all want to do it together? Like, so all their tongues were just like touching together?
Well, not
Like,
touching together. Like there was like 4 sides to the pole, right? Like it's a round pole.
four
but-
sides to the round pole.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
One of those schools, huh?
So there's like a spot for everybody's tongue.
Yeah, okay, so
But I didn't use my tongue spot.
So 4 kids stuck their tongues to 4 sides of the round pole, right? Yeah.
But I
okay.
was like, hey guys, I don't want to do that.
Right. Wow. Again, Maury turning down things with guys. Yeah. Well, there you go, Pineapple Pat.
Thank you, brother. We love you, man.
Yeah, I just got one thing actually.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I spoke to you guys back in April. I don't know if you guys remember when I shaved my head and my dad was going through the cancer. And treatments
Oh,
and
yes,
everything.
absolutely.
Yeah. So actually, just wanted to give you guys an update that he's actually been cancer free now after multiple treatments and everything. So he's actually all good now.
Hey, that is
Congratulations.
amazing.
That's the best news,
We love
man.
that, man. F cancer. Thank you so much for that update, brother.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you guys.
You got it, man.
Take care, man. We'll talk to you soon.
That's a great story.
Yeah, take care, guys.
Thanks,
Have
man.
a good one.
Bye-bye.
Deborah says here, best time of the year and why?
Right now.
Why?
Because now is
So
when
we're
you're
in fall.
Right. Well, no, but this time of the year when you're putting up your Christmas decorations, you're doing the Christmas shopping, that anticipation of Christmas where you're not like, because to me, the saddest time of the year is right after Christmas when Christmas is done and you're taking the decorations down and stuff like that. You have to wait a whole year again for Christmas.
Sure.
So right now where you have the whole month build up to Christmas.
I would always say, like, my initial reaction when somebody says, what's the best time of year? I would normally gravitate towards, I would say, fall, because the clothes are better. You can wear a jacket. You're getting close to the holidays, all this stuff. But then you know what? Then I find myself with a week off in the middle of July, and I'm like, nothing beats this.
Yeah. Summertime is always my
Summertime's
favorite.
the best.
Because
summer's the best.
You got the weather, and plus we get a ton of vacation.
But you can't have hot chocolate.
I don't care. I don't care.
I want hot chocolate in July. Who cares?
Like every now and then, like every now and then, if I'm outside and I'm barbecuing and I'm in and out of the pool, and when I walk through the house, I look at the fireplace, right, and I'm like, we'll get to you soon. We'll get to you soon.
Yeah.
But I don't go, oh, God, I wish I could have a fire tonight. Like, I don't have that thing, right? Now, when the weather gets cold, like when that summer goes, right, during that in-between period where it's not really hot, it's not really cold, I don't like that. Like, I would rather sort of skip that period and go right to fire on at night under a blanket watching movies.
Sure.
Right? Like, I don't sort of like that in-between stage. But no,
Were you always guessing every single day?
Yeah, like as much as
dumb.
I love, like late fall where you're getting in and putting the tree up and all that stuff, man, middle of July, I'm sorry, that's the greatest time of year.
Yeah.
Right? It's just the best.
Summertime is my absolute favorite.
Absolutely.
I'm not changing my mind.
No problem.
Steven says here, what is something your kid did that hurt your feelings unintentionally?
Oh, jeez.
I think in our house, because Cruz is 4, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Where he'll ask for me to or Jenna to play with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Build a train track set or mess around with the Hot Wheels or whatever.
Yeah.
But there are a couple of times if I walk by and I see that he's playing, he's really into what he's playing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey man, can I come play with you? And he'll be like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks.
And just like just flat out say no, or he'll be polite about it and say no, thank you.
Yeah.
Right. And
yeah.
I'm like, oh,
bro,
man.
just wait until you get to the points of where you sort of like they'll hold your hand when you're walking across the street, but as soon as you get to the other side, they let it go.
Oh no!
Right? Yeah, like that sort of stage, or when you'll be like, I'll be down in a couple minutes to tuck you in, and they go, no, that's okay.
Oh,
like
I am not looking forward to that.
Yeah,
at all.
yeah, and you still can. It's still appreciated and everything else.
Yeah.
It's just those routines just kind of go right. Like
This is why I still kiss my dad, because like I don't want.
But he doesn't tuck you in anymore.
Well, no, but I would ask for that if I lived there. But I still kiss my dad and stuff because I don't want him to feel like I'm hurting his feelings or whatever.
Yeah, and it's hard. There was one day we were talking about the cottage. Roxy and I. She was very young when this happened, maybe about 6, and we were talking and just about life and just having like a real cool little conversation with a 6-year-old. And I said to her, I was like, listen, one of the reasons why I'm working so hard on this place is because like one day it'll be yours. And she's like, well, where are you going? I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'm not going to leave you or anything like that. And she looked at me in my face and went, your dad left you.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Yo!
Yeah, because like just so matter of fact, because she's known since she was a little kid that my dad is dead, right?
Yeah.
And so when I was like,
Oh
don't worry, I'm
my
never going to leave you,
God.
she was like, your dad left you.
But she
And I was
didn't
like,
mean to insult.
No, she didn't mean to be mean, but it was crushing,
That's
right?
a sniper move
Yeah.
right there.
So just stuff like that.
Did
but
you
it's,
laugh?
oh my God, yeah.
But inside he was
yeah.
crying.
Yeah, no. I laughed hysterically because it was funny. But no, like it's those little things that hurt that hurt the most, right? It's
I know.
just like the like over even at Halloween, and it was fine and it was great and everything else, but like this was the first Halloween where Rox went trick or treating with her friends, and wanted to go to a different neighborhood, and we weren't with her, right? And so there's a part of me where I'm like, oh my God, this is so awesome! Like you're at that age now of where you can go and like chill with your friends and kick it and go trick or treating,
that
and
independence.
it's amazing. But then I was like, well, I don't get to follow behind you anymore.
Did you anyway though, like in a car?
No, not at all.
Wow.
Not all. We went and picked her up when she was wrapped, and that was that.
I know when all
it's those things that hurt the most.
When all those things start to happen, where when Cruz isn't gonna need me for certain things, I'll be devastated.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why now I like take advantage. Like at night, every time I put him to bed and we sing our songs and whatever, he always says, can you lay with me? Can we snuggle for 5 minutes? And I'm like, yeah, of course. And he wraps his arms around me.
Yeah.
And sometimes he falls asleep, like within those 5 minutes. Sometimes I fall asleep.
Yeah.
But just those moments. And I always think like, oh, the day that he doesn't ask for this, or the night that I say to him, hey, do you want to snuggle for 5 minutes? And he says no.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you
I'll be in
tell him
tears.
every day, like we will, like when you're snuggling with him, say always do this every day.
And
with
no,
me,
but
no
at this
matter
age
what.
they'll say yes, of
Yeah, of
course,
course.
right?
No, but
'Cause
every
he
day
loves
say
it.
that. Let's do this every day.
Geez, you know what? We did 2 things with Rox that I think really, really helped her with our sort of relationship with her when she's at the age that she is now, which is very early on, we sort of developed hobbies that weren't specific to kid things.
Sure.
Okay. We introduced Roxy to knitting when she was probably about 5 or 6.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Interesting.
And so that is something that she and Catherine just sort of continue doing, right?
Yeah.
They buy new things. They bought this like thing that makes hats it's like a knitting machine, and they have
damn.
all of this stuff. So the sort of older she gets, she hasn't lost interest in that. And that's something that she and Catherine will always have, right? Where they're always talking about knitting stuff. They're always sitting there, doing things and figuring out stuff and buying new yarns and buying all this kind of stuff. But that started when she was like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And with me, I did the same thing with Rox when it comes to cooking, right? Where her interest in cooking has only gotten greater, and the time we spend now doing stuff is more than it used to be. We talk about food. We talk about recipes. She comes in and tries
that's
stuff.
so good.
We talk about seasoning and all this stuff. But again, I started that with her when she was like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you could start that stuff with somebody when they're 11 or they're 12.
Well,
I think that you
Cruz-
have to find those hobbies that they can sort of carry and not grow out of.
Sure. He loves helping Jenna in the kitchen, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we bought these kid-safe knives.
Yeah.
It was like a hard plastic, and you can't like cut yourself with it.
Yeah.
So she'll like have him maybe like cut a few vegetables or whatever.
Yeah.
But especially when she's baking,
Yeah.
he helps out a lot. So
Yeah.
love that. Jenny says here, what is something that is definitely not your forte?
Like something you aren't good at but never want to be good at?
No, just something you're not just interested in general. Just like
Yeah.
you couldn't be bothered with it.
I would say activities that require great balance are not my forte.
Okay.
But do you want to have better balance?
No, I don't. My balance is been off my whole life. But like I don't do things that like it's not for me. Also,
Okay.
working out is not my forte. Right? I don't look cool doing it.
Do you still have that
I
Good
don't
Life membership
enjoy
that
it.
you had since the 90s?
No, I got rid of the Good Life membership.
Can I just have it?
What?
Oh, you got rid of it?
I got rid of it. Yeah.
How long ago though? Because you've had it for years. That you were paying
So, bro,
years on years that you haven't gone.
I got rid of my Good Life membership when I got another membership to a different gym.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Well, what's the difference? You're still not going.
I know.
What's the new gym?
It's like a bougie gym down at
Oh no! You bought it. Oh,
yeah, down at
God.
10X. But I love it there though, right? So
But you don't go.
I did before the pandemic happened, right? I did before the
okay.
pandemic happened. Just because you can play squash if you want to.
Sure.
They got a basketball hoop. You can do like all that stuff. Like you don't have to actually go and just like crush weights and this kind
Yeah.
of thing. They have heavy bags. They have they have everything there, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I went in and I'm like, I can go in here because Roxy wanted to go to the gym and Catherine goes to the gym. So they would just go together and do like a workout thing. And then I would just go and like shoot hoops and when they were done, we'd just play ping pong or I'd watch like little kids play tennis and stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? So I traded one membership in for another membership. So I got
Probably more
rid of
expensive
I got rid of one that was costing me. My Good Life membership was only $31 a month.
What?
Yeah.
Yo, you got that 90s deal.
Right? Yeah, I got that. Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah.
think it's cheaper
Yeah.
now.
More.
No way.
Good Life is hundreds of dollars a month.
Really? Oh,
yes.
Because there's one. I think maybe it's Planet Fitness where it's like $1.
Yeah, no. Good Life is like it's expensive now.
Yeah.
But basically, what I'm paying now is like what people would be paying at Good Life kind of thing, right?
Sure.
So I'd add whatever you're gonna do. I do it for my kid. She likes it there.
I'll tell you what is not my forte.
Which is
are puzzles
yeah.
and board games.
Oh,
I love both.
And I never
really,
played
huh?
board games growing up, so maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Like I just find I get like a little impatient with board games.
Really?
Yeah. But Cruz is at that age where I know we're gonna have to start playing because he
Yeah.
has shown a
You
little bit
have
of
to.
interest in other games, which I don't mind.
Do you know how to play chess?
I do not know how to play
Learn
chess.
chess. Learn chess. Going back to what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Chess is one of those things that you will not grow out of. Like your kid
Oh,
won't.
yeah,
your
no, of
kid
course.
won't grow out of chess.
Yeah.
And treat it like swimming, where you and Cruz are going to learn chess at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Right. And because you can put it on the iPad too, right? Where you
Oh,
can like
true.
learn how to play on the iPad.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
watch the Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. Watch the Queen's Gambit. But you can learn to play chess in all sorts of different ways, or like places to learn how. But I would do that. Also, Trouble is the best game ever.
Yeah.
Pop-O-Matic Trouble, get that.
Okay.
It is the best kid game. That's one of the first games we started playing with Roxy as far as a board game goes. And we still, like if one of us walks over to the cabinet in the house and grabs Trouble, everybody's like, oh, it's on!
The battle is on.
Oh, yeah. Like it's vicious, right?
David
Vicious.
Maury, what is not your forte?
Foreign films and closed captioning.
Foreign films are not your, but you don't really do foreign films.
Like I don't do closed captioning because my eyesight's so bad.
So
that
you
it's
would
just
say reading, but
headachy.
reading is not your forte. You can't say closed captioning is not
But
my
you
forte.
say that you read every single night a page from a book.
Yeah, like I'll read like a page or whatever, but sitting on the couch watching the TV.
Okay, I'll
and
give you an
reading,
example.
can't do it.
But up until about a year ago, cooking was not your forte.
I can't get enough. Although I ruined a dish yesterday that I was very excited and I paid extra for,
What'd you ruin?
which was a lobster bake, like a pasta lobster bake.
Right.
And I put the lobster and it came raw. The lobster didn't cook, so it was like uncooked lobster in with the cooked pasta.
Oh,
But I lied to my husband.
You still
Upset.
fed it to him?
Yeah, and I told
my
him that
God,
it was cooked.
salmonella.
And he ate it.
Oh,
But I threw mine down the
no.
toilet because I didn't want to get.
No.
Wait, so didn't he ask why you're not eating?
No, he didn't see me not finish it. Like, I was like, and then walked in
Wait,
the kitchen.
what? Do you guys eat like in separate rooms?
No, we ate together.
Back
but
to
then-
back. They sit the way that they have a weird table, right? It's like two school desks that are they just sit
You know
back to
what?
back.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. That would not surprise me. Oh man, keep your questions coming in. Every week you'll see us post on Instagram through @Kiss925. Ask Roz and Mocha. This is where we get your questions from. And much like Pineapple Pat, we'll have one of you on the phone with us to help kick it all off and ask your question to us live. All right, this has been the Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
on Kiss 92.5
Kiss925.com.
or download the Kiss 92.5 app.